On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, we're going to talk about Gilfest and your lotto boxes and your exhibition quests and how much you want to die. But also, interludes, and also some kind of Scathach festival. Hi, I'm one of your hosts, Omega, and I am full of pizza and wings right now. That's not a joke, that's literal. With me as always, he's a maniac on the floor, dancing like he's never danced before. It's Lucky.
Everyone can't see it, but I did a sudden head jerk and leaned away from the mic because in my brain, the mic representation is Omega. But anyway, I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka a Tekken Scathach, you animals. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EN version of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should get ready to Shibas.
Shibbity.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that a lot.
Yep.
She has great reactions. Okay, hi. Hello, guys. So, we're starting FGO. Let's talk FGO. That's us. We do that. We got stuff to talk about. I will try not to pass out into a food coma. Be prepared. We're probably going to kvetch about Challenge Quest a little bit. But maybe later. We were going to do mailbag too and all that other stuff. But I think since we scooched it around a little, it's a good time for me to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Ahaga Comics, Architect 10, Blacklist OG, Carlos, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, RogueRobyn, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, Soda-san, 0424, 723, Gamer Survive, and Zach Reed. If you like what we do want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can access episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Yeah, that's us. So, yeah. Oh. Lucky, you got a clicky can thing?
No, I don't. That's why I've been drinking coffee today.
Mm-hmm.
Then I remembered that I don't have, Lucky's ADHD, so that means if he drinks coffee without a stupid amount of sugar and or cream or things that, are on counteract, I actually get sleepy. And it's a fun fact, stimulants often don't work the same way for ADHD than other people's. Usually I act the opposite.
I always enjoy the sweet embrace of coffee. But alright, so we're here. Gotta get the calf. Mm. We're here, and it's time to very quickly check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mesh.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up, Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. This one is very simple this week. Once again, do not sleep on your low-rarity servants. They will all have their uses in time. We will explain why later, but it's just a good general pro tip. Work on your low rarities. Buff those bronzes. Leonidas getting you down? Use Leonidas. He's surprisingly tanky.
Yeah.
But, after all that, let's go ahead and I guess, you got a lot of blue text here. Why don't you go ahead and talk about your saga?
Okay, so in a fit of 5 a.m. madness, I think if you've been listening to me a little bit, you know I've been having sleep troubles recently. So 5 a.m. madness, Lucky, with a grand total of 210 quartz and 23 tickets, I managed to pull one Nezha, who's now at NP3, one Saberlot, who's now at NP4, 3 Shibas, who's now NP4, one Drake, she's now NP5, and one Gilgamesh Archer. Now, with all this, I would definitely like to say that Raid Up is not a lie, but all I was trying to do was get a goddamn 10th CE. That's it. Like, I believe I started, as I said, with the 20-something tickets and, 180 quartz, I want to say about? Something like that. No, 80 quartz. 80 to 90 quartz. I can't, yeah, and I was just like, I can probably get all 3 CEs in that. I did not. I did very quickly, though, get a bunch of Shibas, and a Saberlot, and a Nezha, and a Drake. I was all like, can I even be mad right now? And I'm like, no, I can't. I do believe I am ahead of the statistical curve right now. When you're ahead of the curve, you can't get mad. It's like, holy shit. But, Lucky was like, but it's the Pen CE, and I see why Omega won it, because, goddamn, this is good shit. It's like, alright, so I'll get the 80 pack. I did, and it still took me, a few tries. I think I'm only down to, 70-something quartz right now, so it took me another 3 temples to get the Pen CE. And in that time, I got a Gilgamesh, and I'm just all like, Raid Up is not a lie, but why?
A lot of people be getting Gilgamesh on this Raid Up. It's weird.
Yeah.
He is popular.
Mm-hmm. So, for a quick tangent to not all the world evil, but damn close, Lucky bought an 80 pack of quartz of CE. Lucky is truly weak against the word limited.
Yes, you are, you absolute mad lad. Because, hey, I got my copy of the Pen CE and the one CQ ticket I did, and I spent I have had over 300 quartz, and I spent a single 10 pull to try and fill out my CEs, because I'm like, man, drops, though. And I got 1 copy of everything. Now, I don't have a Gil, but I was able to very quickly go, no, it's fine.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
no,
Lucky's like, I do not have it, I must go.
Yeah. And see, I like to tell people, no, it's not that Lucky is lucky, it's Lucky solved his problem with money. Usually when he shouldn't. Heck. But, also, back to Sit on the Thrones, my Angry Mango and Simmer Kohai smile has been protected.
That's okay, Lucky. We'll talk about questionable financial decisions on What's Up. But, spoilers, Omega may have pre-ordered something that maybe he shouldn't have.
Yeah, and Lucky didn't get the chance to pre-order something maybe when he should have.
That's okay. If it comes around in November and I don't like my bank account, I'll just give you mine. We'll just sell you mine.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
We'll see what happens. I think it'll be fine, but holy shit. Anyway, that is 100% What's Up subject. Alright, yeah, I don't have anything. We'll probably talk about doing it, but both of us have beaten the first CQ, the Tora Toto one, aka the not as bullshit one.
I give thanks to my stream chat for assisting me through that.
But we'll probably talk about CQs and just general lotto stuff and etc. on the back end. But we will move on to, did you finish your master missions? Which is, I mean, they're pretty basic. You've probably done them already. I think I cleared them all out the first day. Excuse me, sorry. Little burpee. Like I said, full of pizza and wings. So you need to defeat 30 enemies, excluding servants and bosses. You need to defeat 15 enemies who are Saber, Archer, or Lancer class, excluding servants and bosses. Defeat 15 Rider, Caster, Assassin, or Berserker enemies. Get 2 gems or statues through battles. Gems, magic gems, secret gems, pieces, monuments, whatever. And then do that 4 more times, and then also perform 30 FP summons. So almost assuredly you will get these doing Gilfest farming. If not, do some dailies. I don't know. Not that you need dailies. It's a lotto. It's great.
It is great.
I am leveling so many skills. I'm still bankrupt of blue caster gems, but that's just because there's so few at a time, and I have so many casters to work on. But, well, okay. I said I'd talk about CQ stuff later. I'll tell my woes about that later. Let's jump into the news. So, nothing new has happened in North America, just Gilfest exists. So we're going to talk about a couple bits of JP news. So first, as kind of expected, JP rolled out another little thing. They rolled out another Interlude campaign. This is Interlude campaign 14, starting on 9/14. I wonder if they planned it that way. Going until 9/21. During this duration, Interludes are all half AP.
Yay.
We got a skill interlude for Shuten, Suzuka, and Nyalter, Adelante Alter. We got an NP interlude for Avikebron, and St. Quartz interludes for Kama and Red Hair. I don't know what the Kama one is about, but I bet it's funny.
I can't wait.
So, since there are some skill upgrades in here, let's talk about them. First of all, Shuten. Her Batcon is now Oni's head. It increases her guts level and gives her a 20 to 30% battery. So her guts is now, like, 1 time, 3 turns, like, maxes out at, like, 4,000. And she gets 20 to 30% battery.
I like how they named it Oni's head, because it's basically, I guess it's referring to the fact that she literally got her head cut off, and was still alive.
Yeah, I assume that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
So, Suzuka's first skill now grants its Buster effect for 3 hits, 3 turns. Normally before it was just, like, Mana Burst, 1 turn. So now it's 3 hits, 3 turns. Stargen is increased to 3 turns. Before it was just 1 turn. And now it adds a new effect, 30 to 50% crit damage for 3 hits, 3 turns. So basically, gives her some longevity, which is good, because, a lot of classical Buster strats are still bamboozled by break bars and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So this gives her a little bit of longevity on those effects. You don't need to go all in on 1 turn. Speaking of going all in on 1 turn, though, Adelante Alter's first skill now doubles the amount of stars it drops. So it went from 5 at base level to 10 and maxes out at 20. And it gives her a 30 to 50% Buster crit damage increase for 1 turn, in addition to still giving her that huge, stonking star weight buff. So she will make a lot of stars and immediately slurp them back up. So, yeah, it's great.
It is great.
And then Avikebron got the standard NP increase, and also now he self-buffs NP strength before the NP. Pretty typical for Buster AoEs who have low attack. So now just his NP slaps harder. Yay. More farm. Mm-hmm. There's also a summoning banner associated with this. It is, who could have guessed? Shuten, Adelante Alter, Red Hair, and Avikebron. Not a bad banner. That's a limited unit and a story lock unit in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, Nyalter, some of us don't have that. But so lucky, the big one, shocking everybody, kind of, is Dance Tournament in the Land of Shadows. starting 9/18 and going till 10/2, so the whole rest of the month. So
Actually,
guess
no.
what?
No, I like the full actual title of what was it? Dance in the Land of Shadows, the Cat, the Bunny, and the Holy Grail War.
Yeah, it's a freaking light novel title.
It is. Or
But
fairy
yeah.
tale, one of the two.
So this is our autumn festival, and this year it's Scathach, like the music. See, it's a dance tournament.
And you can also say it like Scathach or Scotty. It fits all. You fools.
Yeah. And Scatfest is something else. And don't at me with your Scatman memes. No, stop it. No, that won't work. But yeah, so this is our new fall lotto event. Though they announced no CQs, the challenge quests, or exhibition quests, however you want to call them. No high difficulty. There's a lotto. There's a thing. You go do the stuff. That said, our new fun mechanic seems to basically be playing a version of FGO Duel in-game for what they call Grail Front battles. Basically, they're going to be a battle map. You're going to build your team. You're going to assign your Mystic Code and all that, and you're going to move around the map with movement points and whatnot, and then fight different battles in addition to all normal stuff. After you complete these, there's 7 of them, you'll get your Holy Grail. So this appears to be our new mechanic, which is weird and interesting. So that's neat. There are still servant bonuses, however. All servants get a damage up. This is a great way to handle bonuses, by the way. All servants get a bonus. But it's proportional to their rarity. So 5 stars are plus 20% damage, 4 stars are plus 30%, 3 stars are plus 40%, 2 stars are plus 45%, and 1 stars, or Angra, who is no stars, are plus 50%. So in general, if you're using bronzes, you get a lot of, really big buffs to help them compete. There is a store CE for more lotto currency. Though, interestingly enough, there's no lotto CE. It's just the faux prints in 1 to 5. And then some gold foes and stuff. Lures. It's interesting. It feels kind of like that maybe they wanted to do the lotto event to like keep everybody current, but because of design concerns this year for reasons, they were like, let's not go to... We got like 1 new mechanic we're going to do. Let's not go apeshit with like designing all kinds of stuff.
Who knows? There could have been delays because of Backstreet Boys reunion tour as well.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking is like, maybe we have to like they had to prioritize like, okay, what's our most simple, basic thing we can do? Lotto, great. All right, let's go. Also, yeah, because Starlight pointed out that's 50% damage up for Stella.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, where was I? All right, yeah. So since it's about her, she's on the cover. Scathach gets lots of things. She gets an animation update. It looks pretty cool. Yeah. She gets a costume. You can now be Bunny. You can now obtain Bunny Scathach.
This is important.
And of course, she also receives a rank up. Her Primeval Rune now gives the target 20% battery and increases their buff success rate by 20% for 3 turns. It's ideally probably meant to be used on herself, which normally you do with Primeval Rune.
Mm-hmm.
You use it on her as an NP steroid. But you could also use it to help others. It's got some niche uses. But yeah, it'll really synergize well with her own kit and gives her a few more things to do.
Oh yeah, one of the things that's always been Scathach's problem is she never really generates that much NP on her own. So giving a battery will definitely...
Yeah, even if it's 20%, it's still good. And also it means that the buff success rate works for her Wisdom of Shadows skill, which, has a random chance to assign her stuff like Star Weight, Crit Up, etc.
Yes.
So it does it for several turns, so it kind of gives you some wiggle room in there.
Wiggle, yeah.
There is, of course, a summoning campaign. This is going to consist of Scathach, Saber Deermid, Fion. Why, though? And Tamamo Cat plus new CEs. The new CEs look pretty sweet. One of them is called Hell's Kitchen.
It's literally Tamamo and her pen pals doing battle against Benny and Ma. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah,
it's
this
rotten!
But yeah, really, the light groups really can't give you an SSR Lancer banner without putting Fion on it. I think has happened more times than it has not.
They do it all the time. Whenever there's a brand new high-speed, low-drag Lancer, they do it somehow, and it hurts. It hurts every time.
It hurts every time.
But here we are. But yeah, so watch out for spooks. Don't get too mad. Go through that. Because it's Fion and Saber Deermid, I'm wondering if this is going to end up connected to the Benny Enma event. Because those guys also appeared there.
I don't know. Deermid and Fion together have been kind of a thing for a while.
Well, yeah, they go together, so it could just be more hanging out with them. But it's interesting. We got Cat in there. We'll see, I guess. I don't know much about the story. Just that there's a Holy Grail thing to fight. There are also new command codes in the shop. One of them has Da Vinci on it, so it's the coolest.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was just going to bring up, in the comments anyway, some people did mention that apparently you can buy dupes in the, just like with CEs, you can buy dupes of the command codes in the, like, when they release them to the Rare Prism or Mana Prism shop, you can buy those even if you already got the originals from a drop or something. So,
okay.
Supposedly that is a thing you can do. So that's good. That gives us doubles, which is very important, because I've already unlocked, I think, most, if not all, of the command codes from this thing already. Maybe?
I think I have as well.
I have like
yes.
one more to get? I don't know. We'll talk about our boxes and stuff later. And I could check right now, but I don't want to.
Yeah, no, Lucky's definitely been thinking about command codes. I recently just fully unlocked Tamamos. So if any of you play with my Tamamo, which is very few of you, because again, Lucky went on a purge a little while ago, and he still hasn't fully recovered from it. You'll see that my Tamamo has a bunch of heal cards and a couple others. I'm gonna give that.
I need to roll a few more on the old FP Gotcha, get some more spares and do some stuff, because I'm seeing that a lot with people's units, and I'm like, I could probably do that with a couple. Probably find a couple of people to do that dance with. But yeah, so that's our news.
Yeah. So, as I said, we did have a bunch of stuff in the front half. We don't have a particular lot in the back half, but we'll talk about Gilfest at length. But I talked with Mega, we'll ramble at it, but he says, we probably have enough. We can do the full mailbag today. Let me refresh.
Yes, we went slightly longer than usual because we did have some news, but we're still under like 20 minutes raw, so
yeah.
I think it's fine.
All right, so everyone sit down, get close. It is time for this week's Let's Talk FGO mailbag. It is September 18th, 2020, and we have 30 entries. So we're going to be here for a moment, and we're going to start off with so many button presses. Who says, Dear Lucky Omega, do you guys think that DW should consider drastically different MP animation updates in the future? For example, changing Latoria's MP where she crashes into the enemy from the sky is a very pretty beam attack like her Saber version, assuming that the only presentation is change and not the innate mechanics of an MP like hit counts, damage, etc. P.S. Thank you for the content, and I hope your continued and future success. Well, honestly, they usually do pretty drastic changes, although they usually don't go outside the theme of what the MP was originally.
Well, Latoria, because they gotta keep the hit counts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like take Scathach, for example. It used to be just a shot of Scathach throwing her spear very, very forcefully. But now they've added a bunch of light beams, they've added new dynamic aimul, they've added even more beams.
But yeah, so the way it used to be is it just started with her summoning 2, and then it did the classic coup Gamebulg animation, but now it actually like has like cool howling roaring sounds, and then it does the thing and where the enemy gets shot back, and then it does the action shot of her throwing. It's super cool.
Yeah, so like you see this a lot. Like I think they specifically like doing a lot now is they like to add like dynamic shots. You know, we have the 3/4 from Scathach now. We usually get a lot of forward facing Scots. Bradamante has the butt shot. Let's see here. There's more, but I just can't think of them off the top of my heckin' head. But no, so I'm pretty sure like Delightworks kind of knows what they're doing. When they look back and they look at this, they're like, this MP, it does not pop. We need to make it pop. And they get on the design team and be like,
yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with something.
Yeah. So no, like when it comes to the artistic choices, some MPs are weird and some takes longer to get fixed than others, but I'm pretty sure they'll get there. I will say Latoria's is a little weird. It's like, okay, horse attack. Cool.
Yeah, I feel like they were just trying to make it. They were trying not to do the same thing that Saber and Saber Alter had, where it's the same beam, but one's black. Because Lancer Alter has her, distinct Storm King kind of, look, which is super cool and I'd love for it to get refreshed sometime. That would be nice. But I feel like they were trying to, be different. And as evidenced by the fact that there's another person who wields Rongumniad, who just shoots beams, and maybe was in an anime just shooting beams. I'm wondering if they'll make that back, because that's kind of a big deal, that she shoots huge beams. Like, the beam could fly up into the sky and then crash down. That kind of sounds like what happened in Camelot. Just the flying and body checking into the ground with the lance is a little weird.
Probably should actually summon the pillar, maybe. Smash him with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't want to spend too much time on this, so we're gonna move on. Thank you so many button presses. We're gonna move on to Isekai FBI says Mr. Carter looks like H.P. Lovecraft and Mark Zuckerberg.
An interesting thought.
Very interesting thought. But they say, hey, Omega and Lucky, in a one-on-one beatdown in a ring, who would win between the two of you?
How is this related to anything?
I don't know, but I have an answer. Whoever has the worst odds, because I'm gonna bet on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Lucky's got reach on me. That's pretty important.
And probably weight too. I've been in a couple scraps, but
yeah, I don't know.
Lucky also has a weird pain tolerance. Anyway, I say thank you in the most sarcastic way, but thank you, Isekai FBI says Mr. Carter looks like H.P. Lovecraft and Mark Zuckerberg. This next one comes from Seeker of Casino King Bun Bun. They say, hope y'all are doing well. We doing okay. This is a longer question. If it's too long for the mailbag, please skip. And I ask that the topic be submitted into the Teach Me Omega's list.
Okay, there's a very long qualifier here.
Yeah, I like the part where it's like on this question where it looks very short, then there's read more, and then there's literally something like 3 times.
It's very dense. There's like 4 questions in here. I've read it all already, but I could explain it very shortly. But do you want to actually read all of that out?
Yes, let's. I will. I must now check this man's grammar.
Okay, go for it.
They say, how does a servant's weapon and armor work? I understand servants are magical beings and that their form is like Python coding, working the zeros and ones of magical energy into a form, and an NP weapon/armor is like a cobalt coding, working the ones and zeros of magical energy into a form, but in a different way. No,
that's a very long analogy that I don't think anybody else got. Okay.
What about normal weapons and armor? Tomoe Gozen's bow is an NP, but what about things that aren't NPs, such as her sword, polearm, and armor? Is it the same magical energy as the servant? If so, do they really need armor? I'm beginning the groundwork of a holy Gale.
You caught him.
War. War-themed D&D campaign and want some clarification on that.
Okay, number one, why is everybody trying to make fake D&D? It doesn't... I don't think that works. And I've played a decent amount of D&Ds. I don't know. Guys, there's 50 billion games out there. D&D came out in the 70s. Trust us. We've made some new ones. Anyway, I'm sure this is actually important because equipment is definitely a D&D thing. One, actually, you're wrong. Tomoe's bow is not her NP. Her NP is shooting an arrow of fire.
Fire!
And she can actually do that a couple different ways. It's her dedication to that guy, and also her shootiness. None of her, because remember, here's the thing about NPs. NPs can be techniques, skills, abilities, whatever. It's whatever the servant had that had a certain mystical quality. Fucking Fion, talk about Fion. Fion Salmon Thumb is a noble phantasm, okay?
The best way I've always thought about it was a crystallization of lore.
Yes. Funnily, how we get those crystallized lores. Yeah, the word crystallization is used a lot. It's the physical or metaphysical manifestation of their big capital L lore. But anyway, so the armor and weapons, yes, those are all just in most servant profiles. There's a category called armament, which is just whatever weapons the servant manifests with, that manifests with their magical energy. Carmilla attacks people with torture implements that aren't her NP. That's just her mana. Same thing for everybody else. It's like, it's all just constructs. Tomoe's Naginata or her swords don't have a legend. They're just swords she has. They are made from her magical energy, so they're only as good as she is because they don't have any specific qualities. What does have a specific quality is Tomoe, because she can make fire stuff happen. Kind of like a mana burst. Kind of like a mana burst heat, almost like she's a gosh darned Oni or something. Anyway.
I think another
the same
example
works for armor. Armor of people like Artoria and like Gilgamesh. I know there's still some debate about it, but all the Fate Stay Night stuff still says it's just very shiny. I believe it's been reiterated. People keep saying it's a manifestation of mana. Anyway. People who appear with armor, that's just part of their mana too. That's why they can summon it and desummon it and all that stuff. It's just magical. Is it needed? Not strictly speaking, but it's just part of how, since the servant is a spiritual being anyway, it's part of how their protection is formed, because it's just, I guess, part of the logic of the world, right?
Well,
like,
sense.
I can't shoot you with a gun if you're wearing armor. I have to get through the armor.
Well, it makes sense. Also, you can just think of it as like a barrier or a layer.
Yeah,
And
that's really what it is. It's honestly, it's probably a lot like Shiro's projection. It's just we have made something armor shaped with magic, so it does something like armor should. But because it's magical, certain things can bypass it, like Diarmuid's anti-magic spear just clipped right through Artoria's armor.
Yeah, and then she's just like, all right, well, if this armor ain't gonna work, I'm just gonna get rid of it and go fast.
Yeah, because that means that she's using less of her magical energy to maintain the armor, and it's not... I mean, she's a servant, it probably wasn't cumbersome per se, but it definitely freed her up to be faster.
Also, thinking Fate Stay Night, the reason why Saber goes without armor most of the time is because it consumes less magical energy.
Yes. And because she can't go into spirit form.
Yes. Good job, Shira.
Well, actually, she can go to spirit form in Fate Zero either. It's because she's not dead yet. She's not a ghost. It's weird. Ooh. Anyway.
Another good example about this, I would say, is think about Okita. Okita, super powerful, but it's not because of her sword that she's powerful. It's because of the technique she can do with said sword.
Yes. And in fact, in the earliest versions, that's not even a noble phantasm. They're like, it's just a skill. But then I think at some point, Nasu, especially once they started to do more game design things, was like, wait, no, that's weird. Why don't we just make it a noble skill? Noble phantasms can be, or like, there can be technique noble phantasms, so why don't we just say it's a noble phantasm because it's fucking bullshit? I don't know.
Yeah. Like, you'll see a lot of times, like, a lot of, like, noble phantasms and whatnot are literally just things that they did. Like Ushiwakamaru's and the Danora 7 boat leap.
Yes, which is one of her Wandering Tales of Shana O, which is just, hey, I did stuff. I'm cool. Somebody in chat also just did Billy as an example as well. The actual definition of Billy's NP is not a specific gun, but rather a gun fired by Billy the Kid.
Yes.
Which actually comes up in Let's Belt 1 Anastasia.
But if I do remember, I do believe Ushiwakamaru's sword is named. I think it's like Usadori or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it has a name, and it might be like a noble phantasm, but it doesn't necessarily do anything specific. There is a case where it's a little weird with like people carrying specific weapons. Like Raiko also has a specific katana, but that is not her noble phantasm, and it doesn't usually display noble phantasm-y type qualities, so it's weird.
It is weird. So your question is yes, but actually no, I guess.
Yeah, no, nobody needs that armor. Herc doesn't wear armor, but have you tried hitting him? I mean, like, if you're trying to think in D&D terms, like, honestly, you should probably do, like, the unarmored movement or whatever and just give them the... Like, servants should get the default for not having armor class, but also some of them actually have armor.
I would actually say give them a deflection modifier. That might work. I don't know. I guess it depends on what version you're playing. God, there's so many versions of D&D. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So thank you, Secret Casino King Bun Bun. I hope that answered your question. If not, we move on. This next one comes from that being trying to be a good master for one to love all my servants. They say, Hi, Omega and Lucky. 2 simple questions for me since this is my first ask. If it's your first ask, why shouldn't you just go with one? Whatever.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold strategy. What Holy Grail would you want to be in if given a choice? If you were 2 servants, what catalyst would best summon you? So the first question I know we've answered, and that is none of them. You guys nuts?
That's bad. Let's not.
Let's not. It's like, yes, let's get summoned to a wild and crazy war where everyone's trying to kill each other, people are being backstabbed, and magical energies are being fucking fired everywhere, and I'm just a squishy human, maybe. That sounds great. Yeah, it's not like these Holy Grail wars haven't led to lots of innocent lives being lost. Nah. And if I was a servant, what catalyst... Well, I don't think we've got the second one. What catalyst would best summon me?
Coffee.
Well, there's Mega's answer.
Actually, no. What would really truly summon me would be you'd need some Dr. Pep. Give me the doctor.
Lucky's gonna go with a bullshit answer and say your credit card.
That's right. Unsheath thy wallet.
Yes. Give me your life-affirming money and juice.
That's what we say.
We do. Anyway, they finish up with keep up the great work. Love y'all. Love you too, random citizen. But thank you, that being trying to be a good master for once and love all my servants.
No, Perseus, I'm trying to get a brand deal. Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
23 flavors. Anyway. Just because we have unlimited time doesn't mean we should fuck around too much.
This next one comes from that one guy who exists, who currently is working on Too Many Servants. We have a lot of people who just exist.
Yeah, you guys should shake that up a little.
Mm-mm. But they say, hey, Lucky Omega, hope you're having a good day/week. No question, just wanted to wish you a good day. Well, good day to you. Actually, things are going great. We actually got rain over here, so that means the air quality is going to improve.
That's good. You guys need rain.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about that actually. Yeah, like down south, yeah, you get we don't get things like hurricanes, tornadoes, and stuff, but we get things that involve with fire. You know, volcanoes, wildfires. I'm just like, clearly I'm the fire nation.
I mean, we've had dry periods, but I don't think we've had that in a while. But no, generally, yeah, Florida's usually too wet and or underwater to have, kilometer spanning fires. Knock on wood. Just here's the thing: you want to get rid of the fire, you just dig down a couple of feet and you've hit the water table. There you go, it's gone.
All right, we'll move on. Thank you, that one guy who exists who's currently working on Too Many Servants. This next one comes from He Who Also Forgets Things.
Big
Who said? Big mood. Hey, y'all. No question this week. Just wanted to thank Omega for putting time, effort, and grails into his Ishtar. She's been really a big help farming. Well, good on you, Omega.
Hey, thanks. No problem. I put all my grailed units, so Mordred, Ishtar, and Aresh on my special support list for this because I figured they'd be most helpful.
So thank you, he who also forgets things. We move on to Emblem, stuck in world building hell. That's a very particular hell. But they say, so hey guys, I just want to say good luck in the treasury that is known as Gilfest and hope that the both of you will succeed. And I'm just doing all right in the event as I'm learning how to balance my mental health while lotto events are happening, like this ongoing one. Have a nice day, you two. Emblem, you precious cupcake, I hope things go well for you too. Take care of yourself. I know you've been having it rough. I see your messages on Discord. Take care of yourself. Make sure you get plenty of sleep. Eat well. And relax.
Yeah, I know some people are trying really hard. Another member of our community, Pogs just posted she's at 50 out of 100 boxes. And I'm just like, oh no. That can't be good for your brain.
I heard I think someone else was like 70-something.
I mean, I gotta be honest, it's not, this node might be a little trickier, but honestly, it's not that hard to farm lotto. It's just, I have to do other things in my life. Ooh. Well, and also, I don't know, that might be more of a what's up story, but in case you're wondering where I went Tuesday, that was not a good day. That was a no sleep day. I slept for about 5 hours and couldn't go back to sleep, so I did not have enough life energy to do a card game stream.
Nope.
Lucky took that opportunity to stream some Breath of the Wild instead. You should go check it out. It's cool.
I hope so. But Emblem stuck in Warbuilding Hell, thank you very much, and we believe in you. Hey! This next one comes from Sensuous Love, Sensuous Life, who says, ahoy! Ahoy, my dude. No question this week, just wanted to wish you guys luck for this event because, holy shit, these CQs are testing me. That is this, yes, internet high five, my dude, because we feel this.
You are my mood kindred, truly. I rep that.
So, thank you, Sensuous Love, Sensuous Life. That reminds me, I should go watch me some Sensuo clips.
Ahoy! I posted some in WebVid.
I might, yeah. I haven't watched many recently. I've been a lot about the doggo recently. Her English speaking stream, playing Mario. It fucking killed me.
I'm dog.
Have confidence.
No confidence.
Oh my god, so good. Anyway, this next one comes from the Central Committee for Avoiding Unfortunate
Colloquialisms.
Yeah!
I believe that is actually spelled correctly.
I do believe so, too. Maybe the UN... No, I'm pretty sure the UNI is proper... Whatever.
No, you definitely QU in English.
But they say, no question, just well wishes to the two of you and a proposal that the unofficial fan name for the upcoming Scathach Fest be Scottfest, so we can avoid the unfortunate implications of Scatfest.
Well, my dude, you, that's a real good one, but it's too late. It's already Scottfest.
Yes. In this table of 3, we have a 2 versus 1 in the favor of Scottfest. The motion is passed. It is done. Perfect. A good idea. So thank you, Central Committee, for avoiding unfortunate colloquialisms. We move on to the Mad Lad with 650 gold apples. See, now they're flexing on you, Omega.
Hey, whatever.
It's like, but they say, there are 5 true magics in the Nossoverse. Which is each of your guys' favorite?
Okay, well, first of all, we don't even know what some of the magics are. They're literally lost.
Yeah, well, okay, so I actually did a little bit of reading, because Lucky was doing stuff, so check this out, alright? The first true magic, we don't fucking know. The second true magic, that's Kaleidoscope. Third true magic, that's Heaven's Feel. Fourth true magic, we don't fucking know. Fifth true magic is known as Blue Magic, and we know it has something to do with time travel, but people are all like, isn't that the second magic? We don't fucking know. And then there's something which is supposed to be the sixth magic, which is also completely unknown, but might not even exist, but for some odd reason, people are making defenses against it. Okay? So, that's what we're going to start off with. So basically, our only real two options are, do you like Kaleidoscope or do you like Heaven's Feel?
Mhm.
And honestly, both of them are pretty baller.
I would go with Kaleidoscope.
Which is funny because I would go with Heaven's Feel.
Hey, there you go.
Yep. Just to give you guys a brief summary again, Kaleidoscope is basically lets you travel to parallel worlds, which include time. Heaven's Feel is basically the manifestation of the human soul into a more permanent body, so people will achieve basically immortality.
Along with various other weird things.
Yeah, it's weird. I was actually doing some reading on them. It's all like, the whole materialization is the main thing, but apparently...
Basically, materialization of the soul does stuff.
Yeah. But
and I don't think anybody even knows what all that stuff is, but it does do some stuff.
Yeah, and apparently it's bad. Apparently we shouldn't have figured it out so soon. It's supposed to be the last one. Oops. Good job, Einsteins.
That's okay, they lost it.
Yeah.
They accidentally blew it up.
Mm-hmm. So there's your present. So thank you, Mad Lad with 650 gold apples. This next one comes from Mr. Abe, who just says, Warhammer 40k? Hope you have fun during the event.
That's a very weird question.
I'm pretty sure they're asking our thoughts on it, and Lucky says it's way too expensive for me. I think it's cool.
It's very much too expensive. Especially the
lore is wild.
Hey, check out an episode of What's Up, which I believe is literally called Omega Explains 40k Badly. That's a real trip, but yeah, no. It's an expensive hobby. I know they've just launched a new edition, which means you got to buy new shit. I have enough expensive hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Though supposedly, I think Brava Alpha Busa said he's gonna post some new Emperor TTS stuff today.
I'll look into that.
Oh yeah, he did already. Okay, that was a couple hours ago. I must have missed it while we were getting set up the show. All right, I'll check that out later.
Shout out to the Booty Blasters, Lucky's personal chapter.
Anyways.
So thank you, Mr. Abe. We move on to the Golden Soldier Thouser, presented by Zaya, who says, Q, if we got a writer Caesars with his good looks, what rarity would you give his SR or give him SR or SSR and why?
Also, Lucky, I think you misread that. Would you?
Oh, well, you put. I did. You put. No, it's you put. There we go. Yes. Which rarity would you give him? SR or SSR, and why? I mean, I'd probably just give him SR.
SR seems like a pretty standard upgrade. He's already silver. Just make him gold. That's pretty cool. Also, I mean, so Caesar's got a lot going for him. He's a pretty notable general, pretty notable historian, and did a lot of stuff. But also, he built a foundation that people who came later capitalized on. So. Like Caesar did a lot of good work as a general and a commander and a leader of the end of the Roman Republic, but like he didn't have, say, as extensive of a literal personal conquest as like Iskander did, and Iskander's 5 stars. So I could see tucking him in at like 4. And if you want to go apeshit, Augustus Caesar would be 5 stars because that's the guy who literally defined the Roman Empire. But anyway,
Roma.
I don't know if we're ever going to see Augustus.
Anyway, thank you, the Golden Soldier Thouser, presented by Zaya. We move on to Alias. Let's see here, what is it? Dave, Lord and Savior, who says, there's been a few Hassans mentioned in the FGO story that haven't appeared yet. Hassan of Intoxicated Smoke, of the Quaking Pipe, of Shadow Peeling, of the Shining Star. Which, if any, would you want to see in the game? Sorry if just going after names is too little info. It is too little info, but I honestly, if I had to pick another Hassan, I'd pick Strange Fake Hassan. She's wild.
Oh yeah, Zealot.
Yeah.
Not a real Hassan.
Not a real Hassan, but technically Hassan.
Yeah, it's fun. That's a fun one. I'm gonna say that I would pick one of the ones that we know because of her, I believe, which one is that? Hold on. Is that one?
Which one?
I'm looking at the ability. Hold on. I gotta find the thing. Yeah, no, it's the unnamed Hassan who appears in Hollow Out Araxium, was mentioned to exist in the 3rd. We know that their Zibania is called Cyber Fantasy, it turns the opponent's brain into gunpowder and blows them up.
Wow.
I want that one.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts. But no, there's a lot of weird stuff going on there.
Cyber fantasy. What? Nasu. This is just where you see a mushroom shrug, just like, what? Anyway, thank you, Dave, Lord and Savior, for your question. The next one comes from man who apparently loves space girls.
Space.
Question. Hey guys, been a while since I asked a question, and it's which servant's animations, MP, or both, is your favorite? Mine is seeing a Reshigal battle, but MP, it's Space and Shtar. Thanks again. Reshigal's animations are amazing and cute.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They are pretty good. If I have to go with MPs, I have to stick with Abby's. I fucking love Abby's every time.
A lot of people love Abby's. I'm trying to think. What's a really... There are a lot of good ones. I've talked about this before. I really like Hokusai. I think we've actually definitely answered this question before.
I can't remember my answer.
It was almost assuredly Abigail at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like Hokusai's a lot. I always watch it. But I'm trying to think. Are there any... I don't know. There's a few really good animations out there.
Actually, now that I think about it, now if we're talking about it, I think Rushgal does have really good animations. Like, she rings the bell and the dinosaur goes one way, she rings it again and one comes from the back. Her skill animation with the chance for the deer just popping up is fucking
I think it's her extra attack where the cages pop out of the ground and stuff. And then her NP is very dramatic, you know, the reverse of Ishtar, the big sweeping area shots, the possibility of the cameos, stuff like that. It's why we were so disappointed in the Babylonia anime.
I love the fact that if you're in your third ascension and she lifts a thing, she almost falls over and she's just like, whoop!
Yeah, it's very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, those are the kind of ones where there's a lot of attention to detail is the really good NP animations.
Yeah, like another one I definitely want to say I like is Tamamo Cat's. After she got her animation done, her attacks, like, there's still just a lot of cat noises and scratches, but there feels like there's weight to them. And her skill of just pulling out a dish and there's just a random food underneath it, I'm like, no, that's great. And the chance that her extra attack is just a huge omurice, I'm like, this is amazing. This is so cat. I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'd have to say probably Rush or Tamamo Cats right now for just strict animations, and Abby for MP. Abby's MP is not so much like the animations of just the weight and feeling of it as she's saying her NP lines. Just like,
it's really good. I was going to say, the thing that, it's not animation related, but the thing that makes my favorite NPs, which is why it's kind of, I feel like it's not perfect to bring up, like I don't think it's necessarily should decide who I would answer to this question full out, but any NP that involves its own theme of some kind.
Yes.
When you get to play your own theme music, that's a good thing. And actually, I'm still eternally upset that Mordred does not play. She has a fucking leitmotif, guys. Why does hers not get to play when she does her NP? Anyway, they still played it a lot during the APOC event. I can't be mad.
Yeah, but there's your question. So thank you, man who apparently loves space girls. You have your answer. We move on to one who stares into the abyss. I'm pretty sure it's staring back. But they say, hey, Lucky Omega, since Fate and its spin-offs have many anime adaptations, which would you like to see as the next one out of Redline, Strange Fake, Prototype, and Requiem? Keep up the good work and have a nice time farming lotto boxes.
So I'm pretty sure there's not enough Strange Fake or Requiem to do an animation yet.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there is enough of Strange Fake.
There's probably enough of Strange Fake to do like a season, but then the problem is you'd have to wait for more.
Yeah. Redline and Requiem, Requiem's at, 2 volumes?
Yes. Redline is also super new, but Redline at least seems to be running with the Imperial Holy Grail War storyline, right? Like, you could probably extrapolate from that. I wouldn't necessarily want it to get an adaptation right away to let the manga actually do its thing, but I feel like it would be a lot easier and sooner to adapt, because you've got other source material.
Yeah. But I would definitely say Prototype, because Prototype is this big, nebulous area of information.
So, yeah, and for Prototype, there's literally nothing about it other than notes and a 10-minute OVA they did.
Yeah.
Like, for Prototype Fragments, which is basically the Zero version, there is a whole light novel series, which is complete, and a whole set of drama CDs and all that. But yeah, no, like, one of the prototypes would probably be the one to do something with first.
Speaking of the author, I don't know if they wanted to wait on the anime, but they specifically did state they wanted the Strange Fake to be finished before FGO did a collab. I do remember that. I don't know if they actually said that about an anime as well.
But they're them and Nasu are buddies, so I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. But as I said, I would definitely like to see Prototype, because that will how we get some Arthur, we get some Arash, we get some Ozzy. a bunch of good stuff. Yeah. So, one who stares into the abyss, thank you very much. This next one comes from a cheeky fucker, alias or is it A?
No, what Gura says in the meme now is just
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
Oh, they're being shark. Okay, I get it now. I'm not up to date with Hollow Live and memes yet. Anyway, hey guys, have you ever feel pressure to play an event or do something that you really had no motivation for just because you're content creators? P.S. Welcome to the Hollow Live hole. There is no escape.
I mean, we've been here a while.
And I mean, I wouldn't even say I'm in the hole. I casually enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really super in a hole either. Like, I don't spend money or anything. I don't tune in to watch JP streams that I don't understand. Like, I'll watch clips. Like, I've watched a couple of streams that the EN girls have done because I can fucking understand them. And also because they've got some good game picks.
Yeah. But, this is Lucky, this one I've discovered one of Lucky's pet peeves. He doesn't like it when he feels that people are trying to make a choice for him. Lucky likes his freedom.
Yeah.
If you say that, like, you did something for me, or now that I am part of something without my consent, I will get mad.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to your actual question. Well, this is like one of those things that people like to talk about, that sometimes even when you don't want to do something, you need to push through it, especially for content. But at the same time, we're like, sometimes you just don't want to do it, and if you don't want to do it, put your energy into something else. Like,
yeah, so I'll say with FGO or something, like, I don't know, I mean, they do say do something. I don't know, there are probably some things we've done in the history that was just like, whatever, we've got to do it, we've got to try it. But usually we do stuff, like, okay, for FGO events, I think we both said this, Lucky and I actively enjoy playing FGO, right?
Yes.
Like, there are some people, guess what, who don't like it and probably tried to push on through it as content stuff and then dropped it. Like, okay, fine. Like, we're not doing this because this is where the numbers are, as evidenced by the fact that we're definitely not the biggest FGO YouTube channel out there, though we are a very consistent one. And I don't know, I don't want to throw stones, but we probably have more hours than a lot of people just because of the podcast format. Like, we do make a lot of content chronologically. But
I do remember the Reddit thread says we are long-winded. I'm like, yes, we are.
Correct. That's what people want. But we actively enjoy playing FGO, so at no point have I don't think we've ever been in such a bad burnout state where we're just like, oh, I don't want to do FGO. Like, usually we still want to do it for ourselves, just maybe we don't feel like it, right?
Like, okay, so I will say there's exceptions. Like, when reruns come up that I've already smashed the first time, I'm a little like, meh. Yeah,
but when you don't do those, Lucky, you still go, meh, and you don't really do them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, it doesn't sound like either of us, like, I've never, in our conversations on or off mic, have ever felt like either of us was feeling forced to do it. Like, were there any events that you tried to knuckle under and do for the show, even though you didn't want to?
No, because, like, here's the thing. I want to stay current with FGO, which means I have to do events to get things, get stuff, get story. Like, honestly, like right now, I'd say, like, events that have no story probably drag on me the most, but here I am, like, Gilfest, I've done 10 boxes. My goal is the minimum 20, maximum 50. And, like, here's the thing. I don't ever push myself so hard on FGO to burn myself out.
No, like, usually I think both of us stop before we go crazy. Like, Lucky maybe not with spending. He admits he has that problem. But in general, I think with gameplay, like, both of us usually go, this event is making me crazy. I'm gonna stop. Yeah. Like, I have definitely heard Lucky say that, and I know for a fact I have expressed that sentiment of just, I'm losing my mind doing this. I will cease for a little bit.
Yeah. And like I said, like, I usually rotate through a bunch of gacha games, so I never feel particularly burdened by one of them. Like, look at Lucky, who's literally playing 4 gacha games. Like, most of them who have events going on right the heck now. Like, you don't have time to be feeling burnout.
Yeah, and that's how what you do. You keep cycling through. So yeah, and like, just in general, do something? Yeah, probably, but none of it was ever, nothing was such a bad experience that I, like, remember it as like, gosh, I can't believe we did blah, blah, blah. Like, most stuff we feel forced to do are because people are asking us to do, or it's just part of the thing, but it works out for us. Like, oh, YouTube's bothering us to set up memberships. Well, we kind of want to set up memberships, so we set it up. We got a few. Mm-hmm. We need, I think, are our emote slots full right now?
They are. I might swap out a couple for a couple other, though.
Well, yeah, because I know you've run some new ones and you've done some refinement. Give us more memberships, you can get more emotes. And
Yay!
Lucky will supposedly do membership badges sometime.
Eventually.
But, we got like, I believe in transparency. I can out how many members we have. We got we have 8 current members. It's pretty good. It's nice. Thanks for that, guys. But that gives us, 6 emoji and 6 badges. But we have 2,800 and I think 13. I checked just now. It's 13. Yeah. Subs. So that is a smaller number. Maybe we can bump that up to about 13 memberships. Anybody?
Yeah.
Kitty Motes? It's cool. All right. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough for the September for us. Let's move on. If you don't have any comments on that question.
I don't. But we move on. So thank you. And we go on to the Eggplant Rising project. Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful week. Quick question for you today. Considering the evidence that previous Saberfist gives us, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be some S's in there.
There definitely needs to be some pluralization in there.
What of this altar version do you see more likely to appear next? Altar Ruler Ortoria or Altar Caster Ortoria?
I'm gonna assume Summer, because we already have. The thing is with the Ruler, that's just Lancer Artoria, but Summer.
Yeah. I would definitely...
Also, shame on you, no altar version of MHXX on this list. I think that's infinitely more possible than an altar caster. Like, I don't even know if that one works. Like, it probably works because they can do it, but I don't know if they're gonna do it.
Probably not anytime soon. Yes, I do want to see where X is in the servant verse, where MHXX is an office worker. Be great. So yes, but also, I have been interested in a Summer Lancer altar for reasons.
Who isn't interested?
But thank you, Eggplant Rising Project. We move on to a girl who is flexing my Gilgamesh that I got in a single ticket. You flex, girl. You flex. But they say, last week I asked for your least favorite summoning experience. Now I want to know what your best summoning experience was. For Lucky, it would probably have to be part 1 of Summer 2. I had been saving up for it. I was able to get 2 Caster Neros in ticket pools, and the rest of my SRs and just the quartz I had on hand. I actually had quartz left over. This is also before the Great Reckoning of 13 Mamas in part 2, but that's neither here or there. You know what they say, hubris comes before the fall.
Yeah, so for me's, I'm gonna say probably the original Jolter banner. I got Jolter in a single 10 pull. I then proceeded to blow that quartz trying to roll for Maeve and didn't get her. That was a different thing. But, that was pretty good.
You're pretty good. I'm pretty sure there's other ones where I don't know, have I ever done, got it, first pull or on... I gotten several things on tickets. I remember I got Scathach on a ticket, but that was an eternity ago. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, girl who is flexing on my Gilgamesh that I got in a single ticket. Good on you. We move on to a Mudkit dying inside because of 2 lottos at once.
That's why we don't do that.
No. So they say, hey, Lucky and Omega, hope things have been good in both FGO and in life. It goes. Now with Gilfest going on, I want to ask, what's the longest period you two have spent farming in one sitting, so to speak? Y'all remember back when the APOC collab came out, Lucky literally spent 24 hours knocking out the entire points ladder at once?
Yeah, that's gotta be it for Lucky.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know if it was a single sitting. There have definitely been where I've basically spent all day. Like, I wake up and then I don't stop farming until I go to bed that day. Like, I've clocked in a whole... I mean, I'm me, so going to bed means I lay in bed for 2 hours and don't go to sleep. So I probably want to say maybe 12 hours tops. Like, say I woke up at noon. Yeah, that's not that uncommon. I woke up at noon and then I got all my stuff together. I boot up FGO for a couple hours and then I play until I decide I want to go sleepy time at 1 or 2 in the morning. I don't do that frequently, but if there's a big event we're doing and I'm not doing anything else, because I assume I do what a lot of people do, but I don't do it with my own content, but you should do. Which is I just queue up YouTube videos or something and watch a lot of stuff and just do the thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. So thank you, Mudkit dying inside because there's 2 lottos at once. We move on to the guy who just had his heart crushed by a white ice rabbit. I just saw this scene. I haven't actually been watching ReZero, but I was curious about the scene, and I watched it. And boy howdy, that's terrifying. Jesus. As a rabbit to other rabbits, Jesus, guys. But they say, Dear Omega and Lucky, I just want to ask if there's any servants that you feel should have a different star level based on their mythology. In other words, are there any servants you think deserve the Romulus treatment? Thanks, and keep up the great work.
I gotta be honest with you, I feel like Romulus was the only one who was big, like, they were like, yeah, no, mechanically and significantly, we should have done better by making him mirror Lancer Alter better, but here's the thing. Stars don't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah, they really don't. But I will say, like, personally, I kind of wish Blackbeard was a rare. Like,
I could see that. I think he's funny as he is kind of a comment.
A joke, yeah, but, like, if we're talking, like, because Blackbeard is, like, he's actually pretty solid. His kit's pretty solid. He's just lacking a little bit in the numbers.
I'll say this, talking about the other way, or alternatively, because actually in this great mythological grudge match, maybe pirates shouldn't be super high rarity, but Drake is a crossover character who is a woman, so she's 5 stars. So that's what I mean by stars are bullshit.
Also, fucking,
like, if Blackbeard had tits, 4 stars minimum. Yeah,
that's like Anne and Bonnie. They're 2 female pirates from Jack Rackham. They don't do Jack Rackham. They do the Navigator.
Well, I think it's because those two are. They definitely have a more famous story.
Well, I guess that's true. Lesbian pirates and all that.
I don't know. They're 2 of them together. You could argue that they'd each be 2 stars on their own.
I guess
that's. I'm gonna take that as my headcanon now. They're each only 2 stars, but when you put them together,
yeah. But like every other male pirate is like 3 stars or below. Like Mandacardio, Columbus, Blackbeard.
Honestly, Mandacardio is I'm shocked he's 3 stars. He's a literal Who character. He's like a footnote character from one of the Italian operas about Roland. Like, he's not even a paladin. He's just Roland's rival, kind of. It's weird. But I assume that's why they picked him, because it's way funnier that way. Yeah.
True, you can even say, I'll even put Jason in this, because, the Argonaut, he spent a lot of time on that ship.
Yeah, well, and also, I assume they did Jason as a joke because they wanted to find a way to introduce a low rarity saber, right?
Yeah,
so they were like, I guess we'll go with Jason. That's funny because we've said that he's kind of like Jason is kind of crap at combat for most servants. Like, yeah, he's as a Greek hero, he's pretty strong and he's pretty good in a fight, and he's not 100% a dumbass, only slightly. But compared to like monsters like Herc and stuff, he's not that impressive. I mean, like honestly, another one that might be is probably maybe Hector should maybe be 4 stars, because Achilles is 5 stars, and boy, does he deserve that. He's Achilles is definitely no, this rarity level is appropriate for this man's. He is very good and very famous. Like Odysseus also being 5 stars. That's another one. Like, yeah, no, Iliad, Odyssey, kind of cornerstones of classical Hellenistic literature. There, no, it's kind of a big deal. So, but it's not exact, and I think like one way to think of it is it has to do with the unit's popularity, right?
I
guess
their
history,
and how big
both
the fits are.
in and out of setting. Like I said, like for the most part, if they cameoed in a different game, those are almost always higher rarity, right? Like I think the only exception out of the FSN crew who's not at least rare. Oh no, they did Cursed-Arm, but he's also kind of a weird. Also, they might have been doing something with Assassins. I don't know. I feel like there's also some shifts between like year 1 FGO to future FGO where they realize, oh wait, doing this literally doesn't work. That's not how this system works. But like, yeah, Sasuke Kujiro should probably be a bronze. He's a weird fake servant. And people kvetch about Musashi all the time. I'm like, it's fucking Miyamoto Musashi, literally the most famous katana-man ever in Japan. This game is made in Japan. What the fuck do you want?
She's 2 swords now.
It's like Nobu would have been a 5-star if they didn't make a joke about her being the welfare and losing a star, and then they came out with a 5-star version, right? Like, it's like, yeah, no shit, it's fucking Oda Nobunaga. Like, anyway, that's a whole different question. But yeah, I think it's got to do with kind of the rough, like, popularity, technically. I mean, he is, but again, Angra also is another one of those things, right? Where Angra is a joke. Like, literally, he's just a dude, so he's, as a servant, he's the worst. He's, like, the crappiest. So it makes sense that he's a 0-star, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't show up directly in FSN. But no, it's like, most of the time, if you see a cameo of somebody like Nero, 4 stars. Drake, 5 stars, right? Like, Tamamo, 5 stars. It's a big one. You know, like, a lot of the big cameos. Gil obviously was 5 stars. Of course he is. You know, like, I think it's got a lot to do with who's there. Like, I'm honestly shocked sometimes when they put certain tie-in units at lower. Like, the fact that, Voyager was the 5-star, right? And, Kyokoyo was the 4-star. I'm like, then again, also Kyokoyo's first ascension is a dinosaur, which, while hilarious, is not necessarily sex appeal. But they did something funny with that. Anyway, so yeah, no, it's always really interesting to see what they do with the rarities.
I don't know. I'm super into giant dino wife.
Like, honestly, Asclepius could probably be. I could see Asclepius going both ways. On the one hand, I don't know how many people know who the fuck Asclepius is. On the other hand, the dude is also a god, or at least is.
I don't know. I think if anyone like, I don't know.
That makes a solid 3-star, I think. Right?
Yeah, honestly, like I know who Asclepius is, but it's just like.
Like, William Tell, another good solid, that's a good 3-star. That's a really famous story, but he's not that, like, supernaturally powerful.
He's known for shooting an apple. Bang.
Like, he's super famous, but he also can't blow up a mountain. Anyway, we should probably move on. I think we've meandered around this question a lot.
What are you talking about, we? Anyway, thank you, guy who just had his heart crushed by a white ice rabbit. We move on to the guy who simps. He says, question. I don't know if this is allowed, but how do the ads work? Do you gain something by clicks or ads length? I accidentally watched a 30-minute-ish long ad about investing lecture.
Okay, well, first of all, if you get any of those dumb ads, which is just somebody turned their YouTube video into an ad, skip those. That's stupid. But no, as far as I know anyway, now that we're experts in this, but as far as I know, the way it works is if an ad is served to somebody, we get a cut of the ad revenue per serving, basically, per number of views we have that serve ads. Yes, that means if you run an ad blocker, that probably means we don't get paid. Excuse me.
Yeah, but basically, you just gotta watch the 5 seconds before it says skip ad. And
yes, if it served you an ad, because that's the thing about, like, ad breaks and all that, like, which we organize. YouTube says they're not going to serve someone an ad literally every ad break. It's just when you pass by an ad break and you haven't got an ad, they'll serve you an ad. And if you watch an ad, or if you see an ad get to you, we get paid because they've technically shown the ad, and if the customer skips, that's their own business. I don't know if that means we get paid more if they're like ads 1 of 2 and you watch both, but I also don't bother. It's fine.
Also, Architect, it's the same as Ann and Body. They're both Lobo and the Ston are both 2 stars on their own. You smash them together, boom.
Also, another thing is if that's a completely separate service, but if you do have YouTube Premium, that YouTube just gives us money for free for that, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody with YouTube Premium watched your channel. Here's your tiny shavings of the coin that made us. It is tracked separately, though. It's not. I mean, it's a non-zero number.
That's the best kind of number.
Monetization's interesting sometimes, and I'm like I said earlier, I'm not super afraid of transparency. Like I can say we're not doing as hot this month as we did last month, but last month was also super crazy. I guess that was the anniversary and some stuff in the summer. Like, part of that obviously was Lucky did his big challengey type stream, but also there was lots of other stuff. So it's like that was a very, very big month for us.
Big month energy.
So this one's not going to be as big, but it's going to be okay.
It works.
Yeah, we've got about as much YouTube Premium revenue in the past 28 days as we have from transaction revenue, aka super chats. Super chat all time. But yeah, again, Omega just says don't. If you get an ad that's like literally somebody's 30-minute YouTube video, don't watch that.
Just skip it. We humbly ask that you do not use ad block, but we also aren't going to make you watch unskippable ads.
No, I know. I understand. Trust me. I still, on my PC anyway, I still usually use ad block. But I don't watch as much YouTube on my PC. And boy howdy, let me tell you, there's no such thing as ad block for the PS4. You will get some ads. That's how I knew for sure that, because there were some questions about Ina. About her monetization, because she hadn't done an announcement for her Super Chat stream. But no, when I started her second Call of Cthulhu stream, I got served a fucking ad, so it's like, no, yeah, she's got monetization.
Oh, yeah.
And good on her.
Good
on her. And then she was immediately destroyed by Super Chat and broke down in tears. When are you guys gonna do so much Super Chats that you make Lucky cry, huh?
Probably when Lucky becomes an anime girl. Probably.
I like how there's no discussion there. Lucky would be the one who cries. You would make Lucky cry. You could probably throw a red super chat at Lucky and make him cry. I think red is minimum $100. Red super chats are crazy, guys. I don't think we might have seen some yellows.
No,
Usually you
people-
just see the kind of the blue-green.
No, I'm super appreciative of what happens. It's like, I'm happy for what I get. Sometimes people just give me a couple bucks and be like, hey. Or, I do like that some people will give me the $5, just be like, hey, let's take a drink together. I'm all like, I'm down.
Mhm.
And then I give them a cheer. That will stop if we ever get super popular enough that I'm constantly getting fucking huge amounts of super chat, though. I'm just telling you right now. I refuse to die due to alcohol poisoning because of super chat. Just saying that now.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody's talking about how we complain to people for double dipping. If you're already a member and then because we're as much as we appreciate your wallets, we're trying not to bleed you dry. We're trying to get other people to give us money. If you already give me money, cool. I'm not going to say no to more money, but I want some other guy to give money. And I don't want you to come in here and make that guy think he doesn't have to give money. That guy still owes me money.
Like, we're like, literally, guys, if everyone just gave us $1, like, we would be making, like, over $2,000 a month, like, on Patreon.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Like, seriously, if every one of our subs just gave us they don't even have to do it on Patreon. If they just, like, super chatted $1, holy
Yeah,
shit,
no.
that would be almost $3,000. That would be
Yeah.
the fucking IRS is going to start asking me questions.
Yeah. So, it's
we've done that rant before, too, about just like, no, literally, if you just give us $1, that would be so much. But we understand. Maybe some of you don't have $1 or you don't want to go through the hoops. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
all right. We understand.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
understand
you know.
how it is. Trust me,
Yeah.
Omega definitely understands. He literally needs to watch his bank account for a little bit. I got
yeah. And like I said, that's like, we appreciate you. We would definitely want to make this a full-time thing, but we want people to, take care of themselves first.
Just we're waiting for the day for bated breath when Lucky becomes an anime girl, I guess, because that's the secret, and people just go apeshit.
Again, I gotta work on my morph voice so I can actually sound like an anime girl. Right now, I just sound like I just suck in a fucking fuck ton of helium.
It is a little obvious, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll solve it.
We'll solve it.
You want to solve these technical problems, audience? Give us more money. Where are we in this? Because that was actually a brand new one. I think that one, it's 24 minutes ago. That came in while we were doing the show, because we've been recording for an hour and 15 minutes. So I had to refresh to see it. Where the fuck are we in mailbag?
Where I am, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left.
Okay.
So we've got to do 2/3 of it.
Yeah, let's keep going. Because we haven't even hit an hour of doing it. I was just
yeah.
all right, I had to refresh the page. I've gotten lost.
Oh no. So thank you, guy who simps. We now go to Festival Skipping Proto, who says, I said to myself I will skip Gilfest because I've been burnt out on the previous event, and I'll tell another reason why. I'll admit, controversial opinion, I won't play the event because of challenges. Just tell me your opinion about it. That's the question. Sorry for the bad format. Keep farming, and don't let the burnout burn. Well, this is a great thing. You don't have to do challenge quests.
Yeah, I was
You
going
don't.
to say, I mean, I can understand if you don't want a lotto farm because you went very hard on the last event, which also had a lot of farming.
Mhm.
Like, if you're like, man, I don't want to do lotto loops, that's fine. I would say, because, like I said, you don't have to do both, I wouldn't necessarily go like, I'm not going to go for those challenge quests. Because let me tell you, sometimes I feel like it. I feel like I don't want to reward these motherfuckers by engaging with this shenanigans. But if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, no, that's great.
That said, I do know that some people do get burned out. A lot of people don't have 4 million gacha games or other things to do, like we do. So I
also feel like this discussion comes from the fact that we see a lot of people like, I'm going for 100 boxes and I'm going to knock out these challenge quests. I would like to remind you that these people are madmen.
Yes. Also, those people, on the other hand, also don't have anything else to do with their free time.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. No, I mean, I get it. When I see those statements, they are a little soul sucking. Like, I don't want to be down on people who are just trying to challenge themselves, but when you report that, like, I've done 50 boxes, I'm like, oh, I'm in box 6. That's great, guys. I'm doing 6. I got all the C's. Yay!
I'm only on
But
the 4
you know
now.
what? Fuck it. It's not about it. Ultimately, for both sides, it's not about other people. It's about you. It's about how many boxes you want to do, how many of those delicious skill cookies you want to eat.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Sorry, Lucky's in a dark place now thinking about people who are like at 74 boxes.
Lucky, but here's the thing. I don't know if those people have slept. I don't know if those people have done anything. Admittedly, right now, there's nothing to do, but
no, here's a Lucky slept either. Oh, what am I doing with my life?
But you're doing other things.
Yeah, I read like 3 light novels. Yes. Oh shit, that reminds me. Amazon, where's my fucking light novels? I need to read about the demon king and his elf slave bride. Hang on. Like he's got push buttons
There's a
here.
meme here. Lucky's gonna go feverishly check his Amazon orders. I'm like, Amazon, don't order anything for a little bit.
Oh, it's left inside the mailbox. Oh, awesome. Well, I'm gonna have to go get that here in a minute. Actually, I'm probably gonna make it take a break, and then I'm gonna go get them, and then I'll read them while recording.
We'll take a $5 after mailbag.
Anyway, oh yeah, no, I realized like I was actually trying to read it online, and then I realized that no one had actually translated a super amount of it. I was like, well, fuck. I went and checked on Amazon. They have like 7 volumes of them. I'm like, yes, support your light novels. Anyway, where was I? Here we are. Oh yeah, we're talking about this. So yeah, again, like go as far as you want to go. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But here's the thing. I will say, if you decide, like, because this is something I definitely realize people like to do. If you decide to not do an event, don't complain about it later. I hate that. I really do.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like, okay, we're saying you can make a choice, but then don't bitch to me about your choices later. I didn't choose that for you. You chose that. Yeah. Like, I understand maybe a little bit of just gentle, like, oh, I should have done that. Yeah. We've done that before.
Oh, yeah.
But just constantly be like, ah, man, fucking Gilfest, fuck. Like, okay, but you could have done more lotto boxes.
And this is one of those things where we're talking about, like, sometimes you gotta push yourself through. Sometimes. It's like, there's, like, honestly, like, Lucky feels there's no, like, straight answer. It's like, you're gonna have to do you, but sometimes you're gonna have to go a little bit beyond you.
Mm-hmm. Be better. Be the you want to see. By the way, speaking of multi-gacha drifting, I'm literally doing the AL event right now.
Same!
Talk about God bless emulator. Mm-hmm. And God bless updates to BlueStacks that I can record the show and not explode. Okay, I believe that is that question.
Yep. So thank you, Festival Skipping Proto. I hope you don't regret your choice. This next one comes from Yagu and the Valkyries. Ate all my ear approves. So it's time to farm boxes. Get it. Hey fellows, what's your favorite class quirk? Like the bad luck of Lancers or the nonsense of Moon Cancers? Thanks, all the best. Class quirk.
Definitely, I appreciate many of the deep jokes about Lancers having bad luck, and especially Ku dying all the time. That's usually pretty fun.
I like it's not necessarily, no, it's a fucking class. It's literally a trait. I love the canon of all Artorias are gluttons. Some more so than others, specifically Altar Worms.
They have to maintain that high level of magical energy, yo.
Oh, by the way, callback. Someone last week asked about a verbal tick, and we couldn't think of any, but then someone very kindly reminded us that Benny Enema goes Dechi at the end of her sentence. I'm like, no, yes, that.
That's a good
adorable.
one, yes. That is very adorable.
Class quirks. Honestly, like, as weird it is, I find Madness Enhancement entertaining a lot.
Especially lately, what they've done with it. Like, early stuff is like, oh, gee, he just goes grrr. That's not really that interesting. But they do a lot of fun stuff with Madness Enhancement, yeah.
Like, with Tamamo Cat's Madness Enhancement, she's just batshit. Raiko's Madness Enhancement, which is creepy. Like, honestly, if you read about Raiko's Madness Enhancement, you're like, oh, God. But at the same time, it's entertaining. Nightingale's Madness Enhancement, I find that super funny.
That's my third Chiyoda. Luckily, I got the other ones, but I'm getting a lot of weird Auburn Fox.
And
can't complain.
Like,
also, I should mention that it's completely unrelated, but just because I'm thinking of it, I should mention it before I forget. Hey, Lucky, remember how you got a Shangri-La?
Yeah,
I also got one.
Hey,
that was the first SR I rolled on this banner. It's pretty funny.
Oh no, that was the same first one I rolled too.
I know, that's why I brought it up. It's pretty funny.
Heck.
Anyway,
have you got a Shinano yet?
Yes, I did. I got her on a roll.
Okay, good.
I spent 50 cubes and didn't have to go all the way to or did 50 pulls. I didn't have to go all the way to 200.
Holy shit.
Because 1%'s not that bad.
It's not. It's really not. I'm trying to think of it. Like I said, Madness Enhancement is entertaining. A lot of people give her shit, but I do adore Kiyohime. Lubu is entertaining because while he just does the apparently he is actually saying stuff, and with a special guide, you can actually understand what he's saying.
Yeah, Lubu has a very complex mentality. You just can't hear him ever.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I definitely say Artoria Altar Gluttons and Madness Enhancements are my favorite class works.
I find it funny just because people forget that Fate is hoarding on main sometimes, but the jokes about writing and writers is also great.
I was actually thinking about that.
Whether it's, and I mean, you can take that both ways. Granny Bike is another great meme.
Yeah, it is.
But also Maeve exists. Anywhoos. Okay. Who's boos goose.
I'm pretty sure Lucha-Nason knows something about that too. I just get that feeling. Lucha-Nason is not shy about skinship. Anyway, so thank you, Yagu and the Valkyries ate all my hero proofs, so it's time to farm boxes. This next one comes from Gahulian God.
Sorry, I'm getting big food coma energy. I'm very yawny and sleepy. Let's get through these mailboxes so I can like go splash some water on my face and like run around or something. Gahulian God, yes.
What book or media works decades or centuries from now would you see give birth to a potential servant like Fran in Nursery Rhyme? If you want additional challenge, name one character from popular minor book that you can see be for servant for no. Why are you making us try to design a whole servant class? We told you specifically not to do this. No.
Yeah, no, it's God. Like a whole lineup? No, that's 7. You're not paying me for this.
Like I said, the first part of the question, cool. This is great. I love it. It makes me think a little bit, but 7, too many. No additional challenges. I'm stopping right now.
No challenge quest.
Just no. Deska 10 HP.
Deska's died. Okay.
So
honestly, well, modern stuff. I'm just gonna not say modern. But I'm gonna be like, we need more Dracula though.
I can see that. Actually, something I was actually thinking about. I don't know why the game has have not done this. Maybe because they don't want to seem like support like violence on women by women. But we have no male anti-female servants.
Correct.
And so
part of that is because we have flipped Jack.
True. But like so, what was the name? It was like the Parfume. It's a German novel. About a French serial killer who basically kills women and then bottles their scent to make perfume.
Oh yeah, the weird perfume one. I think that's a like crappy B movie also.
Yeah, it is, but it's actually really popular.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I think it was written like 1985 or something. It's not actually that old. But I was actually looking up serial killers because like Lucky gets a question and says like I'm gonna go do research. And so I was like what serial killers have killed a lot of women? And they pointed me to the Perfumer. And it's also really weird. It ends with him being like super suave instead of not getting caught, but then he does get caught, but because his perfume is so fucking powerful, the people just let him go and have a fucking orgy. And then he's like, well, I've achieved my life work. There's nothing for me to do here. So he goes to a graveyard with a bunch of chemicals, pours the perfume on themselves, and then the fucking criminal gang like rip him apart, eat him, and then have another orgy and just like, okay, so no one ever talks about this, right? Everyone's like, right. And then they just go about their lives.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Weird. It's a weird one.
That's why I'm all like, yes, this totally needs to be a fucking servant. So yeah, that'd be my assassin pick. That's because, like I said, I was just recently thinking about that.
Okay, well, I'll say assassin Mina Harker, assassinate Dracula, because there's quite a few people who are vampires and bloodsuckers in FGO. Where's my vampire hunting trait?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Though also, one of the manga ones might be Van Helsing. I don't know. Also, where's my Learning with Manga collabs? Where's more? You've done Bunyan like 3 reruns. Where's the new? Where's the new? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's a lot of interesting close to modern novels.
You see, I don't want to do super new, but I'm trying to think. Like, honestly, I'm surprised we haven't got any, like, Mark Twain. Like, I would love to see a Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. That'd be a great combo pair, personally.
You could probably do some interesting stuff there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you gotta remember, this is Japanese. I don't know if they teach classic American literature in Japan.
Okay, that's not fair, because I know there's literally an anime called Bungo Stray Dogs, where it's like Fate, except everyone's an author, and their powers are based around the book they have, and they literally have a Mark Twain, whose ability is Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. And it's a weird ability that lets them fucking control bullets to go any direction, but whatever.
That sounds a lot like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen version.
It's actually pretty awesome.
Anyway,
if you haven't seen Bungo Stray Dogs, you should. It's pretty cool.
I have it on. Maybe I'll check it out sometime when I have time that exists. I need to rewatch the first season of The Mandalorian before October 30th, because that's when the second one starts.
I need to watch The Mandalorian. My friends, we have Disney Plus here. I need to sit down. I need to watch it. I need to be up on my Star Wars.
You can probably binge it.
I probably could.
Like 10 episodes.
Probably.
Anyway, yes.
God damn it. Sorry, I saw my...
Did you just casually Ikabokum?
I saw my own profile pic.
You fool.
I trapped myself. Okay, so
He's hosted by his own pecan.
So on Discord, my profile pic is currently that cute little animation of the best doggo doing the Ecobokum, and then Ecobokums, and then she Ecobokums back. So unfortunately, anytime I see it, I just go Ecobokum.
Right now, by the way, I'm Omega Pliskin. Pitch Battle in New York.
Yep. God damn it.
We could be here for hours talking about modern literature, so
maybe we shouldn't. So let us move on. So we gave a quick one. So thank you, Gahulian God. We move on to the master who's taken Nero through all the Gilfest rounds. Clearly, this is Gilfest, Nero's Revenge. Dear Princess Omega and Lucky. You can't see it, but I just did the side eye to the computer monitor.
That's
this is what I need. Mm-hmm. But they say, I hope Gilfest has been treating you well with many, many spins of the Queen of Fluffiness. My question for you all this week is, what has been a servant spook that you are glad that happened? Hang on. Let me try this again to make sure that I'm not just being dumb. My question for you all this week is, what has been a servant spook you are glad that happened? Okay, technically that last bit is correct. Okay.
Yes, I just feel like the spacing. Also, I don't know. I mean, just say y'all. It's okay.
Yeah, I say y'all.
It's the perfect plural second person on account of English not having a second person plural pronoun. Just say y'all. Possibly use. Anyway.
He's thinking in banjos now.
Good spooks.
Lucky will say he got his first jag while rolling on the Shootin' banner. And I do love my murder daughter. She very good at what she do, which is murdering. I think it would technically be a spook. I got Maeve on a Valentine's banner, but not when I was rolling for her. She was not on specific rate up that day. Because I was rolling, I did a 10 pull for, or another 10 pull or whatever for MHXA that year, and then just Maeve popped onto the scene. I'm just like, yeah, I guess that can happen. So that was a pretty good one. I use her a lot. I'm trying to think if there are any other really good. Were there any other spooks I was happy to see? There's a few, but none that are super sticking out to me, I think. Yeah, no, my jag with shoot is the only one I can think of. So let's keep moving. So thank you, the master who's taken Nero through all the Gilfest rounds. We move on to Foreigner Class Mothra.
Mothra.
Oh God, it's this person.
Did they write an essay? Hold on.
It's not that long. It's their prose. It's their syntax. Hope this day finds you both well. A fresh question, unburdened by my prior focus on magecraft. What, hereto unmentioned in FGO, artists would each of you be interested in seeing as a servant? No craft restrictions, of course, painting, music, sculpture, theater, anything, and their art doesn't need to be what qualifies them as a servant. Example, Hildegard von Bingen's pieces are but one facet of her intriguing life versus a composer like Carlo Gesualdo da Venosa. Thank you both for your time.
Y'all are better educated than me, and I took 2 semesters of humanities classes.
This is what I'm talking about. It's like, not the question, it's the prose. It's like, I feel like I might have just butchered someone's name, and I feel slightly guilty about it. See, now my southern accent's coming out.
Well, that's also because I did the very obvious thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But artists. Well, honestly,
I got a mythologically. Where the fuck's Pygmalion? Where the fuck is Pygmalion?
If we're going that, well, I guess technically on that level, we should ask where's our Orpheus as well.
Also, yeah, Orpheus would be pretty rad. He'd be pretty cool, dude. But also, where's my boy Beats? Where's Beats by Hoven?
I convinced Omega that Beethoven should be a berserker any bit, and I was like, yes.
It wasn't that hard.
It wasn't that hard.
It's the B-Man. He literally tore up one of his Symphony cover pages because it was dedicated to Napoleon, and he threw it out. Which would be funny right now, by the way. But also I just want an excuse for FGO to play Ode to Joy.
Lucky would definitely like some Chopin. He loves him a good piano. Unfortunately I can't really talk too much about music. I like classical music and I like seeing paint and stuff, but Lucky's not that big brain. He's really not. Lucky is what he considers himself a cultural casual.
There's a wide variety of painters. I'm just trying to think if any of them really go crazy enough to be servant tier. Like,
Michelangelo?
Yeah, he's already mentioned FGO and he's not a servant.
Oh, yes.
Unless they lied to me, they could always lie to you.
They could.
But there are plenty of famous artists, but most of them are just basically memes. Like everybody knows about Picasso,
Van Gogh.
everybody knows about Van Gogh. My personal favorite, just a weird oddball go apeshit would be Dali, Salvador Dali.
That feels like a foreigner.
That'd be a great one, great weird one. Where's Archimedes? Extella Link right now. But yeah, the art is a very widely defined area. I just feel like we haven't gone super cray in it, just because it's... Honestly, it's one of those classic problems of where would you even start? Like, okay, yeah, Van Gogh has a couple of famous paintings, but what do you do with that? Like, honestly, Beethoven, other than the fact that there's a lot of weird memes about different people being Beethoven or whatever. Like, that's literally a TV trope. Beethoven was an alien spy. Because that's an actual trope where, like, people would be Beethoven or Beethoven was special or something. I don't get it either. I guess it's because he's so famous. But, like, that's a pretty good one. He's got he didn't write a shitload of music, but he has some very, very iconic music. So, could definitely actually exist if they want to do some music ones. That said, I really like what they've done so far with Mozart and Salieri. That was really, really powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that would be... If we brought in Wagner, that would be weird.
I mean, if we're going to do the overture, that means he totally would have an attack cannon, and that'd be great. I want to know where he recorded that.
Not to just pull this card out of nowhere, but didn't the Nazis co-opt Wagner a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, we still like Ride of the Valkyries. Everybody loves that. Plato's not an artist. Why you keep listing classical philosophers, Tyranno King? Do you not understand the difference between art and philosophy?
Oh, Plato could have been an artist. I don't fucking know.
Like, Plato would probably be a ruler. Actually, wasn't he a grappler? Wasn't that the dumb class they came up with him? That was in the thing? That was in the weird meme thing they showed us?
I don't know, maybe.
Ex-Himero's World? I believe that was him. There was also Diogenes the Barrel writer. Oh, I love that one. That's great.
No, I was going to mention that. I fucking love Diogenes. Behold a man holding a plucked chicken.
It's very great. Yeah, Greek philosophers is another wide open field, but anyway.
Okay, so Lucky has fucked up. He has accidentally closed the questions, and he can't get it back. So if I reopen it, everything's probably going to be rearranged. So heck.
Okay.
So
we
give
got
me
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think left. No, wait. 4, because for some reason the first one you read is at the bottom of my page.
Let me see here. Does this look accurate?
We are currently at, or at least on my version anyway, we were at So Hungry.
Yeah, okay, so 1, 2, 3. I see we have, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got it. Okay. So, enough of that question. Thank you, Foreigner Class Mothra. We're gonna move on to That's So Hungry he misspelled 5 instead of fall.
So hungry he forgot his grammar.
Yeah. Misspelled. Anyway, dear Lucky to make a small from your... What? Did you forget question? Dear Lucky Omega, small from your teach me about divinity. You said that it gives you protection. Would that be also true about magic? Because then wouldn't Gil's magic protection be actually okay? Thank you for your opinion. From That's So Hungry he misspelled 5 instead of fall. Well, I mean, like technically...
The grammar in that one was all over the place.
Well, actually, some people have been talking to me saying that English isn't their first language, so...
No, it's fair. Like, we don't want to throw too many stones, but yes, commas are definitely mostly an English thing, but I feel like there were some missing words in there. But yeah, so if you're going to ask about... So asking about divinity, as a skill, so, that's, divinity doesn't have special defense, actually. That is incorrect. And sometimes I don't know, like, we don't always say that correctly, but, the reason why divinity gives you, damage bonus is because it has a quality called Purge Defense, which reduces special defensive values. It allows you to break through certain defensive skills. Divinity does not give you any inherent protection against, other things. There are probably some people who, through like authority or divinity, maybe have better stats or better defensive abilities inherently, but no. That said, speaking of grammar, right, that is very confusingly written by a lot of sources, but the intent is that it's a ability which allows you to defeat certain defenses, not actually give you enhanced defenses. So no, that is not, divinity does not equal magic resistance. Now, funnily enough, if you have Core of the Goddess, that increases your debuff resistance. That does also, because it's a hybrid skill of stuff like Golden Rule Body, that does actually increase your resistance to certain types of curses and magic, but Gil's just a dude, so he doesn't have that. I don't know why people keep fighting me about the fact that Gil's magic resistance is listed low. It's literally listed low. Look at his FGO profile.
I don't know. People like seem to love Gilgamesh. I don't know why.
I mean, Caster Gil's cool. It's just, I don't know. I've talked about this about other things, like slight tangent. The PlayStation, we're going to talk about the PlayStation Showcase tomorrow on What's Up, but like the Harry Potter trailer got, and like somebody was like, can't wait for, or final boss J.K. Rowling, or, can't wait for J.K. to ruin this somehow, because she does have a bad habit of constantly commenting on her own work. But I was like, shh, death of the author, shh. If she didn't put it in the work, it doesn't count. Shush. Which is how, that's just in general how I treat Fate also. If Nasu says it in a magazine somewhere, that doesn't count. Throw it away.
Put it in the work.
Like, yeah, if you want that to be true to the fiction, you have to put it in the fiction. Like, there are some cases where, like, official database material, yes, okay, sure. Because, if you're going to explain how, okay, Gil says he has lower magic resistance, but he doesn't because of other effects. Okay, cool, but you have to actually describe those in the narrative context. You can't just say, well, we said Gil's the strongest, and we can't be wrong ever, even though we constantly change the rules and constantly lie to you. So he's still the strongest. I don't know.
Lucky also gives a pass to production Bibles, where sometimes there's a lot of details in there, but they don't necessarily make it into.
Well, yeah, if you're a production Bible type effect, right, where you literally write the rules of your setting before you set out, and like to keep things consistent, that's different. But like I said, like casual comments in interviews or whatever, which is usually our source for stuff. Like outside of official materials books, most people cite stuff from Nasu, and it feels like when Nasu talks in interviews or talks about stuff or explains stuff, because I mean, it's part of it's the fandom's fault because they keep asking him. They're like, "But Nasu, if Gil has infinite super clairvoyance across all timelines, why does he job like a bitch in Heaven's Feel?" Gilgamesh is very proud he could not possibly perceive that Dark Sakura would just eat him.
Nom.
And I'm like, okay, but that means he's not actually that cool. He's not actually that strong. But they're like, no, he's still strong. He's still cool. I don't know. It's a weird, like, I'm not going to say that Gil is not cool, that he's not strong. Though Archer Gil is also a gaping asshole and a villain. Fuck you. I'm sorry. CCC doesn't count until it's localized. Fight me. Or better yet, fight the people who aren't localizing it. But I will still fight you. But no, it's all right to like him. Just character can't be good at everything. If they're good at everything, they're shitty characters. Not that Gil doesn't have huge flaws. But still, like I don't see the insistence to try and make him all around the bestest. And I said this in my Wanted Gil, which came out, which more of you should watch. I actually really fucking like the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's really cool and very fundamental to human storytelling. Forever.
Kind of messed too.
Yeah. It's really, really old and it's actually pretty cool. But no, like, I don't think that Gil should be the bestest. Anyway, that's just a different tangent about stuff. Like, I don't necessarily understand why people keep fighting me on this. They're like, but Omega, I'm like, fuck you, it says magic resistant C. C is C. If they don't want it to be C, they would write another letter there. They can do that.
Okay, Omega.
No, that was my finish. That was my end. I wrapped it back around. Let's go.
Okay. So, thank you. That's so hungry he misspelled 5 instead of fall. We're going to move on to a guy who can't stand farming, but is still going for 100 Gilfest boxes.
Why?
Maybe he really wants cookies and QP and stuff.
Do you need 100? Actually, holy shit. How many do you get out of 100? Math for later. Let's answer the question. What does this person ask us?
Well, they say, hello, Lucky Omega. My simple question is, do you guys do anything when farming? If you are going for a higher box number anyways, And if you do, what is it mostly? Nick, clearly related.
Got it.
Also, since you pointed out in my previous question how I got weird English, I feel obligated to say that English isn't my first language, so sorry for any mistakes. Haha.
No, that's okay. We said that earlier. Also, that was perfectly legible.
Oh, yeah. Also, I don't want to feel like we're casting too many stones, because I will tell you right now, Lucky is not good at the English either.
I have 2 college degrees. I'm also bad at English.
But I'm sorry, it's infinitely entertaining from when I read this out loud and I have to stumble over whatever someone's saying.
Well, that said, and also, we usually have bad English while we speak or, like, type rapidly in Discord. In some of these cases, you guys have had a couple days to proof over, just to be safe. Which some people do. I occasionally see edits in here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you, I don't remember who said it, but when someone did the Yapoo earlier, where, in case you couldn't tell, they missed O and put P and U. And obviously they did not necessarily proofread that back, or they thought that was an okay spelling. So then Lucky has to read these, some of which are very complex, and sometimes shit's weird.
But back to your actual question. As Mega stated, he likes to watch YouTube videos. Usually, on your PS4?
Yeah, I throw them up on my TV and I just lay in bed and farm.
Yeah. Lucky will usually either read something, usually like in a book format, or on his tablet, his tiny tablet, or I'll have an anime on in the background. And if I am truly going mad lat, I'll be playing another Nagacha game, like usually on my computer, because BlueStacks is great.
I mean, Loth, you joke about Dallas proofreading, but while Dallas can't spell, I don't know if he can't proofread.
Lucky's actually thinking maybe his next gacha stream he'll do 2 gachas at once.
Hey, if you can do it, I don't know, people might like that. That's a gimmick.
That's a gimmick.
Double gacha.
Dual gacha streaming, and then I just need to get a fucking initial D image somewhere. I'll figure it out.
There's a classic meme about multi-song drifting. Is it Speed Boy in one ear, and is it Deja Vu in the other ear? I don't know. I'll look that up later. There's a dual audio version of it on YouTube, and it's pretty sick.
But yeah. Honestly, like I said, like once you get good in your farming rotations, usually you can start no-braining it a little bit. Like right now, talking about Gilfest, the lotto farming one is all assassins right now. So I'm just like, all right, well, I'm gonna bring fucking Kaz, Gil, Tamamo, and Waver, and we're just gonna go arts cards go burr.
Yeah. Shoot, I think I've done all of mine once. I haven't built a strategy, but no, I'll do what I did for assassin farming in fucking Zero. Because I deliberately put Da Vinci at level 10 Pioneer, so she gets that 50% battery. So yeah, no, I'm just gonna I'll sacrifice a slot to fucking Arash the first wave. I don't care. I'm all about speed. It's only for a lot of tickets anyway.
Yeah. So like I said, find your groove, put on some smooth jazz, just keep on rolling.
And let's specify your jazz doesn't have to be 3 turns, but if it is the most efficient you can get, and you can just do it over and over again, that's just cruise control.
Yeah, no, I think mine right now is 6. I mean, also I haven't put in a lot of effort efficientizing, but like you don't care.
Well, and also usually if you want to do super efficiency, you have to, unless you can make double Scotty work, because technically, as I said before, that's all skills, so Scotty's CEs don't matter. Usually, if you want to be super efficient, you have to sacrifice a couple of CE slots, so it's just a question of what do you want to do more. Anyway, we've only got like 3 left.
Okay. So thank you, a guy who can't stand farm but still going for 100 Gilfest boxes. I wish you luck! We now come to Ozymandias of Zawano! I love saying that. Yo, Lucky and Mega, enjoying Let's Talk FGO as always. My question for this week is, with Solomon being the next anime series adaptation for FGO, what moments are you looking forward to seeing animated the most? Personally, I'm looking forward to the solo fist fight with Gautier, where we beat the shit out of them with the Master Shield, not confirmed. Have a great rest of the show. Looking forward to more content.
Well, the whole climax will be very interesting to see. I'm also just going to think it's going to be interesting to see Jean's speech in general, which is the original TV.
All the lights in heaven are my bonds. Yeah, but that's definitely the 2. Jean's speech, just the influx of fucking servants. And literally, honestly, that whole moment from Gaetia's revival all the way to the end until Masha's return. Oh,
yeah,
God,
basically just when you get to the actual Throne of Time.
Like, it is nonstop from that moment.
Like, I'm going to be
You get-
interested to see how they handle the pillar battles. Like, will that just be a montage? Will that actually be, like, a feature? I don't know. We still don't know the format. Because they probably don't know the format because it got announced in the middle of this thing. Well, not really in the middle. It got announced when they ended Babylonia, but still, we're in rough times.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Like I said, like once you get the time, there's like a little bit of exposition in there, but then it's just fucking space lasers and noble phantasms. And again, like my big hope is that we actually do fucking a brawl down battle with Gatia. Like as they've shown, Master don't wield no weapons. You might shoot a gander off, maybe.
Yeah. But he doesn't skip leg day.
No, he don't.
Okay.
So thank you, Ozymandias Farov Zawado. We move on. We move on to Unlimited Apple Works, who says, repost from last week. Dear Lucky and Omega, what would happen if a pseudo-servant like Ishtar Parvati were to die? Would Rin/Sakura die too? Would they turn into pixie dust, or would only the heroic spirit die? So, I'm gonna say right now you kind of have a fundamental misunderstanding of what a pseudo-servant is.
Well, yeah,
remember,
so definitely that first bit, yeah, I'll let Lucky finish. Sorry, I was distracted by thinking about this too hard.
Yeah. You gotta remember, a pseudo-servant is when a servant isn't strong enough, so they find something compatible to be servant with. So, at this point, you are summoning two things fused into one. A demi-servant is when you take a normal human and then put this hero into that, in the case of MASH. So, in the case of a pseudo-servant, no, they would all turn into pixie dust. In case of the demi-servant, I'm assuming, we don't have any actual proof of this, I'm assuming that MASH would just die.
Yeah, probably. Like, that's why MASH technically retreats in fights.
Yeah.
Because she is alive, technically. Same with how Bedivere retreats in story fights, because he's not dead yet. Because, but basically, the important thing to remember, like, you mentioned Ishtar. Like, that explicitly calls out Ishtar as a servant, as a pseudo-servant, is no longer just Rin or just Ishtar. She is Ishtar the servant.
Mm-hmm.
While she talks about the person whose body this was isn't dead, but they are now me. And it goes both ways, because Ishtar as summonable Ishtar as Rin Ishtar is not the same person as Ishtar, because she is a goddess and therefore super complex and big and stuff. But yeah, so no, if you summon a pseudo-servant, they are just there. That's it. That's what you got. That's all you got.
Like, literally in FGO, I feel like they have literally pulled, like, some soul shenanigans from, like, the Akashic records or something, because in doing reading, I found out when you die, that's where your soul goes. It goes back to the fucking root.
Yeah, you get slurped back.
You get slurped back.
That's why you cannot recreate a soul.
Nope. So they literally take a copy of that soul, smash it with a servant profile, and you summon them together.
Well, that's the thing, Perseus. That's why a demi-servant is different. That's not because Galahad is not strong enough to manifest. He's actually a super fucking strong servant. But they were doing an experiment to basically keep heroic spirits under control, I think, and summoned a full-blown heroic spirit into a physical vessel, creating MASH. A human with servant abilities.
And for the longest time, Galahad was like, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah. Whereas if it was an Ishtar style summoning, there would be no more MASH. It would just be, well, not necessarily. That's an interesting thing. Sometimes the heroic spirits kind of barter this out, like Xiliang usually lets Waver drive, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Sima Yi. He usually lets Renez drive. You can tell when Sima Yi is speaking because Renez has a much deeper voice, such as when doing NP and stuff. So there are cases where they do the whole Jesus take the wheel thing. But in the case of Aresh and Ishtar, no, they were summoned into Babylonia basically using a Rin from somewhere. And so there is no driver's seat Rin, but the fact that it's Rin's body and spirit or whatever does have effects on their personality. Ishtar would be much more harsh and even sadistic without Rin to kind of balance it out, because while Rin is very Sun, Rin's kind of a goober. Like, she not maybe as much of a. Actually, no, it's perfect. She is a squish at heart, like Sakura. Just the thing is that Sakura is squishy on the outside, and inside she's deep boiling resentment, ready to spill over and just go full blown knife stabbing
or eating. She doesn't eat.
Here I go. Oh boy, here I go killing again. Whereas Rin is like, I'm super cool and tough, and then it's like, what? Huh? What, you're talking about murder? You gotta murder people in here? No, I'm too cool for that. We don't murder people. That's rude. Like, that's Rin. So, like, Rin's spirit essence, whatever, really mellows out Ishtar, where she's just like, instead of casually destroying this entire man's career, I'll just boop his snoot a little.
I think the best way they explain it is basically they take aspects of both personality and to make one that where they are no longer different but the same or something.
The important thing, though, is, as you said at the start, is that it doesn't matter what that proportion is. They are still one entity at the end. Yes. They become one.
Yes. See, Lucky knows stuff. Heck.
Lucky pays attention. Lucky reads.
I'm sorry.
Actually, I should say Lucky reads. I don't know if Lucky pays attention.
As Mike has been talking, I've just been posting all my saved Ren gifs.
There's a lot of those.
Where's my one of Reshgal bowing out?
It's in there somewhere. Yeah, that's actually talking about Apocrypha, though that's weird. Apoc is much more like a demi-servant. That was...
Yes.
Well, because of interference, Jean was not able to fully manifest and summon normally. She was still technically sharing a body with somebody, which is actually... that was actually the case where, when Jean left, Letitia's body was still left there, because the servant power was used up and she went home.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Jean went home, leaving Letitia. I'm reasonably certain the way we... Oh, 2 people have posted it now, if you don't get it.
Oh, I had it.
But if there... I do not believe it's possible for Ishtar to just go home.
Yeah. At
least in this form.
Actually, it's interesting, because Jean did use La Pucelle, which literally is supposed to consume her body, but it just consumed...
Yeah, it just used up her goo when she had to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Which was... I think that may have been the rules of the contract. Like, she needed somebody to give her a physical form so her spirit could wander around and solve Holy Grail crimes. But...
And Letitia was doing the good prey.
Yes, but I believe that part of the deal basically was that, like, she wasn't gonna basically, much like we're talking about with Rin and Ishtar, she wasn't gonna just, like, eat Letitia's existence afterward. It's just, hey, I need to borrow your keys for a second. But I don't have keys. I'm a French schoolgirl. No, I mean the keys to you, Chief.
Alright. But I hope that answers your questions, but we want to move on. So thank you, Unlimited Appleworks. I'm glad we got your question in this time. Mm-hmm. We now move on to farming on a Friday night. Friday night farming. Hey! They say, hey guys, and hope you are both doing good. Since Gilfest has been going on for a while, I want to ask, what servants do you plan on having leveled by the end of the event? Anyways, have a good day, and good luck on your future roles. Lucky has already completed one of his goals. He finished out his summer servants. That was the last one was Summer BD. Next, I'm working on servants that I've already had levels in. I just haven't finished, which is Sheba.
Huh?
And after that, I'm probably going to turn on Acquisition, and I'm just going to start working on my oldest servants and start moving forward. I don't know how far I'm getting.
You'll finally level NP5 Artoria?
Probably not. I don't know. I think they might reset the Acquisition every time I give her a new MP. Because she's definitely not. Oh, actually, I'll check. Where is Artoria on my list? Anyway, I'm gonna look that up. You can. What's your plan?
Yeah, I'm just working through servants who have gotten max ascension but not gone yet. Like, I don't think I have anybody other than maybe Fion. I don't think I have any, like, newer, higher level servants who are, like, level 1 or anything that I need to work on. So it's all just, like, I put some use into these guys, I need to finish rounding them out. So right now I'm also working on leveling Summer BB, finishing off her last couple of levels. And then after that, it'll probably be... I think I already did Jean Summer to 90. I know I did Scheherazade. I think the next after that would probably be Saber Maeve, or maybe Suzuka? Some of my 4-stars? I think that's it. I don't know for sure. I'm just, like I said, I'm doing the level thing and just throwing out everybody who's max level and then just working my way down the list that way.
Oh, heck. I'm just looking. It looks like mostly the ones I have early time are all my bronze and silvers. And then the first one my first gold SR servant who I haven't leveled is Fion.
Oh, rip. Does Fion get to come out of the corner?
I don't know. I just said that was what I was going to do because it goes Fionn,
I mean,
Beowulf.
technically, he is a bonus servant this New Year's when he does get a buff.
I guess that's true. Let's see here. I'm actually looking at this. Yeah, it
Just
looks
sucking
like
his thumb with the corner. That's right.
that's right.
Where am I at on this map clear? Should I stop doing AL for a little bit? Yeah.
But that's who I'm gonna be working on. Like we said at the beginning, like don't discount your low rarities.
They're very goo, and some of them get gooer.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna rank up Hans and fix his animations, people. It will happen.
It will happen. But if we don't have anything else on that question, we can keep going. So thank you, Farming on a Friday Night. And wait, actually, I think that was our last one.
Yeah, it should be our last one, because at least to me, the next one is the one you read first.
Yeah.
Yay, mailbag done. The show is now 2 hours long.
Booyah.
Maybe.
Let's go into free talk.
Well, let's take that intermission you wanted to first.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to check your mailbox and stuff. Yeah, so we're going to pause down here, and we're going to, get up and walk around a little bit, because we've been going for 2 hours. We'll be right back.
Woo!
After these messages. Well, we are recording a little bit later. Hi, we're back. Like he was just talking about my yawn energy. I'm like, well, it is 8:38 now. The show has been recorded for about 2 hours. But we've wrapped up mailbag, so we're going to go into free talk, just like we said. Lucky got his light novel, I assume.
Yes. I was talking with the Patreons about light novels and fluffiness and cute Yuri.
Yes. Join us at the $10 a month, the gold tier. You too can listen live to Lucky as he rambles while Omega poops. Okay. Let's be doing this 2 hours, so I ate a lot of food. Okay. Alright. So our only real free talk subject is I have jotted this down as Gilfrest impressions. Talking about us being bad at English. I think I tried to say all two of those words at once. Gilfrest. Okay. So, I think you said this earlier, but just to clarify, how many boxes have you done, Lucky?
I have done 10 boxes.
Okay. I am at 6 right now. And I want to say it's funny. You said you started slow, but now admittedly I had some weirdness in there. I'll probably tell that story for why I'm not farther in Gilfest in a second. But you got us last night. You streamed for about 3 hours with a CQ and with a little bit of Azure Lane in there. You did some Azure Lane pulls at the end. If people are like that, go check that.
I don't know why, but
you blitzed through to about 5 boxes, which is as far as I was at that time yesterday. And I'd been, on and off playing for the week. There were a couple of days where it got a little weird. I mentioned Tuesday I was big no sleep, and that was just constantly tumbling through being conscious or not. I took one of my 15-minute power naps.
Power!
If you can pull off a power nap, it's great, because if you nap too much, then you're just groggy. But if you nap a little bit, your body's like, what? It's like turning yourself off and then on again.
Refresh that RAM. Or actually refresh that REM.
But yeah, so that's how I was able to stay alive all day and not just pass out at 8 o'clock and wake up at 1 in the morning and be like, well, shit, what do I do now? But I didn't get a super lot of Gilfest farming, and then, funny thing, speaking of falling asleep, I fell asleep doing annihilation runs, so I woke up the next morning a solid 8 to 9 hours later with 2% phone battery, so that really delayed me. That took, I think, all afternoon to charge back up. So, yeah, I was a little behind, but yeah, I'm at $6 currently.
What? Oh. I'm sorry, I'm playing Azure Lane, and I just saw the butt squish between Amagi and Shinano. How dare!
Yeah, we should probably talk about that more later, but there's some... They unleashed. They let loose some new loading screens, and man, they're spicy. Have you seen the one with some of the royal maids having tea in a onsen?
No, I am not.
You'll know it when you see it.
Oh, I bet. I'm excited.
But yeah, so I think we're doing okay. I don't feel crushed by any of the farming.
No.
I'm leveling a lot of skills. I'm realizing that I should level skills more for those those turn discounts and stuff, the cooldowns. So I'm I'm working on some skills. It's good. I'm actually getting some extras done. Those are kind of a pain in the butt.
I've been working on skills here too. I've been trying to get Lucky usually splits his servants and how he uses them. He has his primaries, he's trying to get those to 10. Then his secondaries, he tries to get them to 6, and then his tertiaries, he tries to get them to 4.
Yeah, I try to get everybody to 4 if possible.
Yeah,
if possible. So right now, I've been working a lot on my John Archer skills. As I said, AOE Arts Archer with multiple hits. That's good stuff. That'll be useful later. I've heard some people say that she can NP loop, so I'm if I get her up to 10 to 10, maybe. I don't know if she needs NP. Yeah, she might need some external buff help, but yes, she definitely feel like a lupo.
Yeah. So I definitely want. I want to try and get her up to 10, 10, 10. I don't know if I can. I might need something rare and recent, which I probably don't have a huge stockpile of. But yeah, like I said, I've been putting my I got 10 boxes, so that means I now officially have all the limited goods. I was like, I've gotten 3 CE drops total. 3. I've gotten 2 damage CEs and an EXP CE.
So you're still hunting that CKT.
Yeah.
I've gotten everything. I got like 3 fucking damage CE drops on like the first day, and then I finally, I think yesterday, got my CKT. So I've got all 5 copies now.
I'm not hurting too hard for CKT because, like I said, right now the strat is to spread them all out instead of flying.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't MLB anyway. Because plus 5 is better than plus 2, kids.
Yeah, so I would literally need like I think 3 drops before I'm like, all right, I'm gonna MLB this because then.
You want some extra drops.
So there's that. But like right now, I'm doing the lotto node. I'm punching assassins with casters. And a lot of people ask me, it's like, oh, are you done with actually farming the event storm? I was like, no.
No, there's some shit in there that I need. There's some feathers, there's some other stuff in there.
Yeah, I definitely do not plan on clearing the event store. Like, I'm like, no.
Well, I've noticed they once again added more pieces and monuments, and I'm like, but that was last event. I just did that.
I don't know. Did they
I guess because they've got a lot of EXPs, they might be expecting you to level up and ascend even more servants, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing because I went crazy on the Zero rerun doing all of those because I needed some. I probably won't go crazy on those, but there's a couple of mats in there I could use. Do you know any of the particular mats you want out of the store?
Not off the top of my head. I think there was like I've been using a lot of saber pieces and stuff because BB needed them. I was like, I should probably pack that up because I do one day I'll get my Artoria max level, and then there's gonna be fucking power. I'm just gonna Excaliburn everything. That's right, Excaliburn, like burn off the face of this planet.
Okay, so we're in a casual good place in farming. We're both gonna easily clear the minimum. You've already cleared the minimum. I will easily clear the minimum as soon as I, stop doing the show and go back to farming. I could try to, but I know that I would get distracted and it just run down my battery, so I'm just waiting. I'm playing Azurelane instead because that's on my computer. I'm almost done with while we've been recording. I've almost finished completing map 3. But so I guess then the next thing to do, we do talk about challenge quests, which is we have both done the Tora Tota quest. It is complete. It was a little dodgy at first, but I think that it's interesting. He has certain strategies and things and stuff that you gotta like think about a little, but honestly, because he pays you back, as it were, right? Like you get fed rice balls when you're hungry for rice balls. It's the whole joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of works out that you can kind of play around the stuff, and I was able to with a wombo combo of my very high NP level Tamalancer, and somebody had an MLB damage CE already on an Aresh that I borrowed, and all I had to do was feed Aresh a single command seal to NP immediately when I got him down really low. It was pretty easy to power through everything and just punch him down. It's a little rough, but you can work on it. So, Lucky, you have not done the next 2 yet.
No.
Yeah, that's where we start to get a little fucky. I have not done them. I've seen people do them. I don't know if I can do the strats that those people do. I don't know. Like, I've tried to do this stuff, and it's not worked out. So Leonidas is, if you haven't done it yet, I will say Leonidas is definitely the quest that looks easiest on paper, but it's not, because just you don't understand how big those buffs are. You have to kill Spartans, and you have to kill Spartans before Leonidas decides to start using his skills or his NP, because then you can't kill Spartans unless you're AoEing, which is, I've noticed the quest has a weird demand, right? You really need shitloads of damage, preferably single target, because you're trying to farm down Leonidas, and apparently the game designers were dumb enough, and yes, I am slightly mad about this, that Okita's Defense Pierce works through his weird super high damage reduction buff. I don't like that. That's cheating. That's not, anybody with a big brain can solve this problem. That's, if you have an Okita, you can solve this problem. I do not like it. Especially because I don't have an Okita, but I think even if I have an Okita, I would still probably be kind of like, well, that seems a little specific. But no, so I haven't solved that one. I tried to do a strat where I went apeshit and fed mortared 3 command seals in a row, but that didn't work. Even though I killed a lot of Spartans, I just couldn't keep killing Spartans and also killing Leonidas. It's really hard. Like, I don't know what people are doing to, like, because, as usual, the damage CE effect is just guts, and just through that, it's just that 1 HP guts either. It's a shitty guts, right?
I don't know if it's a shitty guts. Like I said,
it's a 1 HP. Like, there are servants who have gutses that are more than that. Not that it necessarily matters too much, I think, in the Spartan challenge quest specifically, but definitely it's like, okay, you get 1 guts once for 1 HP, so you only get it 1 time.
I think I got guts from Tota. That's what it was.
Yeah, I think Tota might have passed out guts at certain points.
Yeah, no, because when I did my Tomba Lancer, I went down a couple times, but I just kept popping guts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think
one of his buffs is he feeds you a guts. Yeah. But the thing is that right, it just does 1, but it's not it doesn't do anything else besides damage. So it's no starting NP, no NP gain. Does it actually do any effects besides the guts? I think it does. Does it give you a little bit of critical or something?
I believe so.
Something like that. It's just, as usual, it's not the most usefulest CE other than its damage bonus effect. So I have a hard time, like, actually killing enough Spartans so that I can damage Leonidas and also not get bodied immediately.
Here it is. At max MLB, it's apply guts, 1 time restore 1 HP, and increase critical strength by 20% for yourself.
Yeah, that's really, for a 5-star CE, that's really not worth it. I feel like for a lot of these festival CEs, the damage ones, they almost, like, hobble them because you also get big event bonus damage. Because I gotta be honest, I'm never using that CE outside of this event, because 20% critical and 1 HP guts? I think I'd find something a little spicier than that for a 5-star CE.
Ooh,
I don't know. Sometimes you don't have all the choices in the world. I know there's some people who still don't have K-scopes, but just in general, I'm like, that doesn't seem very good for a 5-star. Yeah, no, you just got lucky. That's another thing. Some people have gotten lucky. I have tried to Unga Bunga with AoEs and stuff, and I'm just like, I can never get the right cards or the right crit hits or whatever that I can actually do the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through Leo. That's just one where it's just not working for me. Izou, I think I can get him. I just don't know if I'll get him before this event ends because because I talked about this earlier, I can be slightly sassy pants to the sea of Scotties in my support setup, because they're not really that helpful. And yes, blah blah blah, somebody did the thing where they did with only Scotties DPS. Okay, great. Am I gonna use your fucking Scotty as DPS? Are you gonna put the DPS CE on her? No. You put literally everyone has put CKT on her. Okay, cool, great. What about this assassin quest? So yeah, I'm hoping maybe some people will start to swap stuff up as we get a little deeper. Because obviously I get it, right? Like you're helping, you want to help others farm. But I need MLB on the other guy. Why would it work on Merlin? I don't understand this, admittedly. There are people who say stuff like, oh, put an MLB on but I only got 1 MLB. Shouldn't I put that on a person who does damage? Then who else do I put in there? Like, some of this is just me trying to wrap my head around it, and part of it's because they take so fucking long. Like, that's the thing I hate the most about Exhibition Quest, is that, like, 1 million HP. I'm like, but even with 200% damage, that takes forever. So I am reasonably good at the Izou quest. So lucky the way Izou works is, I think we covered this before, but just to give you another heads up, is basically, whenever you hit him with a card type, if that's the last card he gets resistance to that type. Mm-hmm. And then he does a certain effect based on what was last. All of which are bad. So you have to be very tactical about what you hit in, whatever. I mean, I've got a Summer BB that I'm working on. I'm just trying to get her up. I don't know if that's actually going to work, though. Like, I know people have abused her card lock. I'm just trying to think what's the move. I guess, Buster Crit? Yeah, the arts one is the least bad because it steals your stars. But also you may want to crit to do big damage. The big thing is that his first bar, at least, he gets a big NP damage resistance buff also when you hit him. So the first bar is small and it's hard to NP through, though, but the second bar is big. Like, I've gotten him down to like 200 or 300k pretty consistently. But like I said, it's just like I don't know how to do more damage at the outset. At the end, I guess, is the thing. Like, I've gotten pretty reasonable at living through the part to that. It's just like, okay, Well, yeah, the stacks last, but you can still do decent amount of damage enhancement through them. Yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I haven't yet found the magical sweet spot, and whenever people tell me stuff, it's usually not helpful to me. But the thing is that, again, my complaint about support setup is, and like I said earlier, I understand why people are like that, because it's like, they're helping other friends farm and stuff, you know? Like, box farming and all that is a lot easier if you can do it faster. We talked about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, like, I think I said this off mic, is that I'm like, I have always preferred more rare and exotic units, and guess what? Scotty's not rare. Everybody's got a fucking Scotty. It's the same as when Merlin came out. There were 5 million Merlins on support, and yeah, okay, I double Merlined. I did the double Merlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that a lot, and it's kind of a shame I can't do it, because I'd really like that double Invincible. That would be pretty cool, but no, they don't let you. Though that does kind of diminish some of the Scotty bullshit, because you can't double Scotty in the challenge quests. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, my only damage-dealing caster is Sheba, who's okay, but none of that. Sorry, that's me reacting to something in chat. Now that I have a good Arts hitter, well, I mean, I guess Arts would synergize with other people. I just use my current strat is rely on nobody for support because none of you are helpful. I'm joking. But also no, literally, because nobody has anything good in there. I could try Caskill instead. My normal front line has been Waver, Merlin, Sheba. Sheba's my damage dealer. Waver and Merlin to stop dying, because he's an assassin, he NPs every 3 turns, you need to not die. With Mash as my immediate backup, oh shit, somebody died. And then somewhere in the back is, like, my Summer BB, who, like I said, I need to finish leveling her skills and finish leveling her level. She's only, like, 86 right now. And, like, maybe 4-4? No, I think she's, like, 1-4-4, because needs double skill gems. So, like, I'm still working on my strat. That's one I think I can keep trying at, because it's only, like, 1 AP. I just haven't found the sweet spot, and as I said, support's just not being helpful right now, so it's all I gotta solve with what I got on my own. I don't even know who is next, because currently they skipped a day. I don't know if that's because there was a delay in JP. There was, like, an error in JP where stuff didn't come out, and they actually got, like, extra apples or something as compensation. I feel like MHXA is the next to last one. I don't know if it's her next. It might be the Sheba one, or is it the... Oh, sorry, very burpy. Is it the terrain one? Like, Jaguarman. Is it that one? I think it's that one. Yeah, it's Jaguarman Field Change, yeah. That'll be interesting. I don't really know 100% what my strat is, but that's going to evolve. Like, I will say this. I do kind of like how most of these quests make you kind of, like, pick what cards and who you're hitting more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, with Toda, he hard sealed you out of cards. Now, obviously, that's kind of a shitty mechanic, the full-blown seal, right? And I don't think they've ever done that since that challenge quest. If they have, let me know, because that's a pretty... The fact that just through happenstance, he can punch you 3 different times, and then because the command hand is completely random, you can literally not be able to play without actually being stunned or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of shitty, but at least the logic is there, right? And that's why a lot of people you'll see soloing Tora Tota, because he can't actually hit you with all 3 at once.
Yeah.
He can only do at most 2 deep
It makes
stacks.
it difficult, but not impossible.
Yes, because you will always be able to use at least 1 card. But yeah, that's a little shifty, but at least I appreciate it, and that wasn't the hardest, so I think it balanced out with the buffs. I'm very interested to see the Sheba one because of her buff loading system, because she gives you buffs out that you have to pay back, basically. So I'm kind of curious to see if because there's a lot of RNG, but I'm curious to see if that one feels more dynamic. The Leonidas one doesn't have any of that tactics, and it's just like, that's my problem with just like, they want me to do too much at once, and I'm not sure how yet, of just... You gotta go apeshit with AoE, otherwise you'll die. But also you have to murder Leonidas or you'll die. But also you can't just murder Spartans with single target because he constantly taunts. So that's a weird one. Izou, though, also has that strategy, right? Like, you gotta think about... Because, for instance, if your last card is Buster, he stuns somebody randomly. So you gotta think to yourself, okay, can I take a stun this turn? And then Arts reduces your critical stars, and Quick actually increases his critical rate, so it's a little dodgy, but you gotta be careful. So, like, there's some tactics, and I've definitely gotten some better runs as I've gone on. I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to find the magic bullet of how do I do 200,000 damage or something, in whatever. And Lucky will have his thoughts if he does them.
Oh, as I said, like right now, like I said, I just pulled like I know we're talking about like MP Dem, but still, I just got my Shiba up to MP4, so I'm just like that's got to mean something. So I'm
I mean, if you
gonna
stick the damage CE on her, she should still hit, and she was very helpful because she also sticks defense and attack down on him.
Yeah.
Which can kind of keep that damage manageable.
Yeah.
The Summer BB strat, by the way, is because she's the only servant who doesn't have humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
So his second bar strat is that he's constantly increasing his stacks of damage versus humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
Which they go away when he kills somebody, so he resets, but he'll keep stacking up. So, if you can find a way to, because she's got self-mod, so if you can find a way to, like, get really good crit turns, you can, like, go apeshit and freeze the cards and, like, do, like, Buster Arts or something, and, like, smash him, I guess, is what people go for. Yeah, Abby can also remove buffs, or Amakusa. I might try Abby in there. I'm not going to try and find an Abby on support. That'd be nonsense. People using Abigail in challenge quests? Actually, honestly, I think that if that's my one complaint here is that I feel like people would be more helpful on support, but there's only one support setup you can use, and it's the event. Like I kind of wish that like somehow the exhibition quests were a different support category, you know? Like I feel like because people have like 3 support setups, I feel like people would put more CQ type stuff in there. But for some of these classes, we're like, nah. But there's so much friend points, and there's a lot of people who are farming. Like I see a lot of people who are like, Scotty and Caster, Waver and all. I'm like, okay, cool, that's alright, but it doesn't necessarily help with the challenge quest some of the time.
Yeah.
Especially because you can't double up. So it's like, I kind of wish, like, that would give people an excuse to do some more weird units. Like, I wish I could see more Ilias or Sanzos on there, maybe, if that would help. I don't know if that would actually help. Or, like, get some weird stuff, like, people, like, throwing out Amakusas might help, or Abbies more. And obviously, I know there's people in chat who are like, "Oh, I can throw this up for you, Maker. I can throw this up." I'm like, don't go crazy for me, right? Because like, I don't know when I'm gonna next try a challenge quest. I don't know, you know, if I'm gonna find you. That is another thing, right? Where like some people have said, "Oh, I could swap something in." I'm like, yeah, but you're like only one person on my friends list of 70. I really don't want to. I admit I'm a little impatient. I don't want to sit here for like 5 minutes refreshing to find one person who's got something, right?
Yeah.
That's just frustrating to me on a different level than wasting my time doing the CQ only to fail. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to beat Izou once I get my, yeah, that was really fast, I don't know why. But maybe I'll be able to get, Izou back when I can, I get my command seals back. Because I burned all 3 of them at a strategy against Leonidas that didn't work. And like I said, maybe sports will be different in like a week or something. I'll see. The field one will be interesting. I'll have to take a look at that and see how that goes.
Take a look-see. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, Lucky doesn't have any big, deep thoughts. Lucky is, what's the term? Head empty, thoughts gone?
Yeah. Well, like you said, you're still focused on trying to get down your essentials for farming.
Yes.
And honestly, I think we said this before they even started. The exhibition quests are deliberately made to be unfair and incredibly bullshit. They are meant for you to show your stuff by showing how you have good units that do certain things.
They even mentioned this before you start them.
Yeah. And after, you know, they talk about it, like, because you don't get the usual, and they literally are for exhibiting. Like, you can't do like a court spend refill, which, by the way, I totally would have done on some of those. Like I said, I've gotten Izou to like 200k before, and I'm like, and they, you know, fuck, if I could spend courts instead of command seals in map, I would probably have done that because I've got like 300 still. I'd love to switch that out there just to get in. But no, they're super high level. They are meant to be for experienced players who need something else to do besides farm. And like one of our people who responded in mailbag wrote it and was like, "Yeah, I don't feel like doing those." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair statement." I think I said this before it started. I'm literally not doing the finale because I hate those quests because that's the boss rush with like 10 servants who all do different really fucked up things if you kill them in the wrong order. And I'm just like, no, that's not worth a single ticket. You know, that's a lot of frustration and heavy work. I'm actually kind of excited for the MHX-A one, because I can actually run full foreigners for the first time ever, because I have 3, so I really want to see how that works. Also, holy shit, I just got an AL loading screen that was, like, made cafe service with, like, Belfast and fucking Taiho in the front of the group, and I'm just like, what?
Taiho's food window is wild!
Holy shit.
I saw that.
It's nuts. AL just going apeshit for there. I assume most of these are because of 3rd anniversary time.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that's coming up. Anyway. But But yeah, so like that one I'm actually pretty interested to try because I'd love to see if running triple foreigners actually is pretty good for that, you know? And like I said with the Shiba one too, that sounds like that'll be really interesting. Especially because I do have some decent units. I don't have any AoE alter egos though. I probably need to. Again, this is just reminding me. It's telling me I need to work on a lot of my extras because I'm like, oh, I do have Mecha Liz. Oh yeah, she's like 114 because alter egos. Like I finally got Melt to 4/4 and original BB to 4/4/4 because I'm like, hey, skill gems, great. And I will say that could be another sub pro tip. Definitely don't sleep on your extra classes, especially their skill levels. I know they're weird, but a lot of them can be super handy. I do feel like some of this stuff is built to like the way, say, Izou and Leonidas are built is almost like deliberately built to counter like Jean type stall strats. Like, oh, you want to just have a shitload of HP? No, fuck you. We're gonna crit you for more damage than is physically possible to absorb. So, get a new strat, nerd. But yeah, I'm actually interested to see some of the later ones. Just the first out of the first three, I've only been able to successfully compete one, and I'm not really finding a good way to do the others. And maybe I don't, you know. I've talked before about how we got other stuff, we do and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Next week, we'll probably have more stories to tell about CQs and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll have to see if Lucky tries any more. You'll probably try most of the ones at least once.
Oh yeah.
You could yell at how nonsense some of these are. Because again, this is like the Leonidas one could take me completely by surprise. I was like, okay, it's gonna be Spartans, but he's gonna taunt, so we gotta try some AoE, and it's just like I think I took my first stray crit on turn 2 for 10k damage, and I'm like, ooh, this is not gonna go like I thought it would. Oh no. I think the second time I tried it, I literally didn't kill any Spartans before I died. I was like, what was that? What have I been doing for 10 turns? What the shit?
Oh, I just saw the Tea Party Ocean one.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. Is this the right green gate? Nope, that's the wrong gate. But yeah, so that's my Gilfest thoughts. Give me your own thoughts. Have you been lucky with CQs? Because there is some RNG in some of them. So have you had a good time? Have you also had a frustrating time? Let us know in the comments. Do you also wish there was a way to do challenge quest support so you could? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people who would be like, oh well, because they're literally in chat. They'd be like, oh well, I could put a different caster in there, I guess. But I'm like, yeah, but I know you're doing it because you did the Scotty thing because people are going to try and farm super fast.
Super fast!
So, I understand the logic. Yeah, if there was a third, because there are 3 support setups, but there are only 2 support tags. I kind of wish there was a different way to do it. Obviously, that's not going to happen now, but that's just a
Hey, I got a CK drop.
Hey.
Did I get a CKT? Oh, and my summer Miss Canada is level 10. It's a CKT! Hey! I can
there you go.
MLB
Look at
it.
that on screen.
Yeah, now give me 2 more, and I'll actually MLB it. Repeat!
Okay. Alright. So I think that's all the free taco things.
Taco! I love tacos.
But is it taco time, Lucky?
It is not taco time.
It's not Tako Tuesday for sure.
I'm just posting this gift because I love seeing it.
But, okay, I think we should... I was going to say wind down and wrap up at the same time, but those consonants really don't work. We should wind down the show, as it is now 9 o'clock at night, and we're not done. For me, anyway, it's 9 o'clock. And I need to edit it. So's, really quick, I want to throw out, we did have the poll finish for Teach Omega Sensei this month, because it is past the halfway point of the month. So, as voted by the people, we will basically be following up and talk about what are magic circuits and magic crests. Yay!
Yay!
So, if you were curious, which obviously a lot of people on Patreon were, we'll figure that one out. So stay tuned for that later. And if you want to vote in those future polls, that's our 5 and up Patreon level. $5 a month. Silver. Post them every month. We try not to forget. And, yeah. Okay. I don't think we got any other real final thoughts or anything. Let's see. When does Gilfest end? Alright, so it ends the 29th.
So we got 11 days.
Yeah, we got 11 days left. I believe we have an interlude campaign scheduled after that, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So that should probably be our bye week, and then we'll do Halloween 3 rerun, and then we'll do Oniland. That'll be fun.
I'm ready.
That's also the thing that makes me salty, is fucking Oniland's around the corner, and I'm like, that would be an NP5 pretty consistent offensive caster. That'd be helpful, Izou. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. Not gonna sleep on that Caster Shuten though, that Onikir, because goddamn. Sometimes you need some variety, because even if you have one unit that does a niche good, sometimes they get killed and you need two. You need a backup.
Redundancy.
I mean, you got 6 slots. Now, admittedly, one of those is usually consigned to support, which can be helpful or not, and sometimes you just shove somebody in there to get the event bonus. But it's a thing. But still, you got some slots.
Toronto King's saying that Interlude campaign is after the Halloween rerun. I will double check real quick.
Is it? I mean, it might be. I don't know if they'll do it that way. They might. We could go straight into the rerun. It is a rerun.
It is a rerun. Let's see here. 2018.
Listen, it's probably been at least a week, maybe 2 weeks since I looked at this.
Oh yeah, according to this, it says rerun, then Interland campaign, and then Only Land.
Okay. Either way, interesting. We'll see. I'm okay with that either. Then I can get my second Mecha Liz and my collection can be complete.
Ooh, it's gonna have a quartz interlude for Kanto Danzo. Yes. This pleases me. I don't care if it's just quartz. I just want to spend more time with Ninja Mom.
Yeah, I mean, that is always the thing, like a lot of people talk about. Why aren't there more skill interludes? Why aren't there more MP interludes? Well, it's because interludes are interludes, so they should be about something. And obviously I get that, yes, I think we've talked about how some servants have too many interludes or their interludes aren't about anything. But I feel like those are earlier units. Like, nowadays it has to actually be, like, worth it to the writers and everything to actually write them. So, there's definitely some more story stuff in there. And honestly, I think the Lightworks knows this. That's why you're getting a lot of, like, one servant gets a rank up quest in an event that's tied to them, like Scathach. But okay, I think that's the show overall.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna yawn again because I have very big food.
Big food energy.
But I think that's us for the week. So I will let everybody know that, hey, if you watch this video on YouTube and you like it, you should give it a like. Click that like, the thumbs up there. You can also leave us a comment in the comments section down below, or hit us up on our Discord. That link is in the video description, every video description, and on our channel page. Maybe I should throw that advice at the front sometimes, because sometimes people forget. But also, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, so you can always get our latest videos, and consider hitting that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video or when we stream. It's a very handy feature. Click your notifications, set them to all. I mentioned this earlier, you can also join membership of our channel. That's the join button down below, or a link in the description. Join our memberships. And, of course, like it said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to this episode in audio format downloadable for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. And at higher levels, you can get access to stuff like the Patreon polls, listening to the show live, shoutouts, etc. And it really helps us out and stuff. And things. The most important. Stuff and things. But anyway, we will see you guys next week for more Let's Talk FGO. We will also see you later this week sometime for What's Up.
I look forward to that. Yeah, we're going to be talking about
stuff about that.
PS5, Switch. I'll talk a little bit of Legend of Five Rings, character creation.
Going to talk about, we'll probably talk about Azure Lane's new stuff that we haven't already talked about. Ooh, stretchy legs. And so it's a fun time and you should check it out more.
Mm-hmm.
We really just, it's basically like this show, but instead of trying to stay on topic about FGO, we just talk about it, whatever.
Yes.
Alright, so, keep your eyes out for news and stuff for the week, and I wish everybody good luck with their lotto boxes on their exhibition quests.
Lotto Bomb!